Things up over here today. We are going to be doing the wrap up of the YouTube series, which started on Twitch. Started as a stream, then we were running it as a YouTube series. Now we're wrapping it up as a stream again. This is will be the final video, hopefully, of this series, assuming we can squeeze it in the few hours that I have allotted to it today. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to go and post some links at here. Wrapping up the Dominions series on stream. Dominions 5 series on stream. Come see some endgame content. That'll be what we're doing today. It's gonna be some cool endgame content. It should be fun. Boom. It's been about a month since we actually stopped playing. I just have been looking for the right moment to do the stream. Then we had a little hiatus on the stream. So now we're back, and here we go. We'll try to make this work. Setting up the chat over here, and then we are ready. So, the last episode that I released on the YouTube series was for turn number 52. Let's just go into that one quickly so that I can realign myself and figure out where we are in the series. This is where we left off. Fighting down here in the Whirling Sea. Let's see. Maybe we just take a step back and say this series, we are in turn 53 here. Oh, 53. Huh. Well, perfect, Keejchen. So here we have we have mostly Athena run by, I forget who plays what. But we have mostly Athena of Archosaphal. We had Cetis with Rattler, Vegemite of Asphodel, who I'm at war with in the current state of the game here. Fuckboy Führer defeated the Jotunheim nation that we defeated early on in the series with the help from Morgana Lemose de Fey of what is the name of their nation again? Yes. We have Dreamer of Relay, myself, the Cthulhu-inspired nation, and then Macing of Navarre. These are the players that are in the game currently, right? And the one that was eliminated down here. So, like I said, it's been a month, but we'll try to make it work. Mr. Progressor is already here. Welcome, sir. Oh dear. Cap under siege. Cap under siege, yes. So, if you have been following my series, then you would know that I have been at war with Asphodel, and we were basically getting knocked out by him. Like, he is way bigger. I think at this point, I still have Eyes of God online in here. We can go and see. Pretty sure I still have the not there. Global Enchantment. I have Eyes of God, so we can see all the stats. And if we look at the score graphs, this may be a good way to set see where we are currently. If I hover over myself, I am this line here. This is the amount of provinces I have. You can see here that Archosaphal is almost eliminated at this point in the game. Next up is myself. I'm like in the middle here. But then all the other players are way higher in province numbers than I am. So we're not doing well. And if we go into army size specifically, we can see that the one guy that I am at war with, Asphodel here, has a little bit more troops than everyone else. He, of course, then Asphodel is like a free spawn nation, so they get massive armies, but this is still a pretty rough graph. Now, this drop here, though, was caused by yours truly. You see that there's a similar drop in my own forces here. I would say that I have quality troops and probably higher quality troops than him, but my troops specifically are very good at blowing people's minds or doing psychic attacks, and I was told that this would be really good against Asphodel, which is why we declared war on him during the series, but then learned later that advice was really Unfortunate, because that's not true. We are really, really bad against Asphodel because all of their troops are mindless, and that includes most of their leaders, which makes it really hard for me to beat them. But this stream here will be mostly showcasing the battles between myself and Asphodel. There will be a lot of those, and then we will try to have some. I have Eyes of God right now, and when that goes down later in the series, I send scouts out, and we will try to see some battles on the other sides of the map, right? But this is the current state of the game. Score graphs in here. Yeah, Dominion. Asphodel reigns by Dominion as well. Oh, my last game went super late game. Been on a bit of a Dom 5 hiatus ever since. Yeah, I haven't played anything since we stopped playing this game either. I have a new rule, which is a maximum of 2 Dominion 5 games per year. I initially set that one at 1, but then these guys, they already brought me in for 2 this year, so no more this year. If valuable mages aren't mindless, that would be true. Sniping mages instead of Chef. Yeah, that's exactly true. But then, of course, Asphodel knows this, and so he only sends mindless mages most of the time against me, and completely destroys that mindset, pun intended. Let's take a stock of what's happening in my little island nation here. So, we have control of the lake that I started in, with Relay in the center. Okay, we don't. That's maybe a little bit optimistic. I do have control of it. He's sieging some fortresses underwater here, but we do have mostly control. And then we control a little bit of the territory, like coastline around my little ocean here. Also a thing down here. Specifically 2 thrones here that are really close to my cap, and we want to deny Asphodel access to these thrones. Right. We can go through the turn here. Let's do that. Let's just do what happened in this turn. I think this is turn 53 as far as I understood. Yeah, so this is the next turn after what happened in the YouTube series. So let's just go in here and say Sig has cast Mindhunt. The mental attack on miners was successful. Go to commander. That was my commander. Where's the target? Go to target. So we killed a commander over here with a Mindhunt. I don't remember which one that was. I think there was an Etherlord, for those that are interested. He was using that as a thug to harass my territories, and we now have this guy Sig here, set up to Mindhunt. He's got a Rune Smasher for penetration, and the Eye of the Void. I know he doesn't have all the stuff. I'm pretty strapped for resources at this point in the game, so we are working on getting more stuff for him to better Mindhunt. But it worked for him. He got the kill, right? So then we cast Horospex, because I like finding magic sites, and so one other really important point is that this game, at this point in the game, there's no way I can come back from the attacks that the damage that Asphodel has already inflicted on my nation, and so my objective for this game changed a few turns back from here, from trying to win the game to 1, trying to stay alive, 2, trying to keep Asphodel from winning the game as punishment for taking me off the game. And that's where we are right now. So we are not trying to win, we're just trying to have fun with it and stay alive till the end of the game. 53 Peanuts. That game I mentioned went to 79. Well, we're not at the end here, but it also cuts off a little bit earlier than we would like. We'll see that later. Is this bots that are trying to write stuff in my chat here? Oh, I think those are bots, yeah. Alright. And Nightbot is just spamming them. So I hope I am correct, or that Nightbot here is correct in banning these random people that are spamming the chat. Otherwise, I'm sorry. But most of the time, the bot is correct. Alright. And this is a fairly small game, Mr. Progressor. What did you play in your game? And how many people? I had that one game on the lattice map that went to, I don't remember what turn we got to, but I think it was like 100 something. So, have been in later games. Let's go back and see the messages again here. We have there was a battle in Truban between Yus and Nabat. They are currently at war. Let's just see what happens in here. This must be a spell attack. And this guy is using his air spells to move in here. This is Yus, played by... Let me not get his name wrong. Crystalite Hawk, of course. Teeth, the Morgan princess. He's using these princesses to harass Nabar, and he's good at that. He knows what he's doing. There is a Boread in this territory with the Amenhotep hat here. Ooh, an Amulet of Resilience. Okay, so we get a little thug battle here. Ooh. So she's doing a little script with Mirror Image. Oh, she's doing meditation. He's casting Mirror Image. Okay. Then she does Quicken Self. He does meditation. So now they have their respective blesses. We can quickly surmise what they are. Here's with a pretty good bless here. Defense skill +5 for the bless. Blood Surge. Larger, so she's larger. Alright. Combat speed. Attack +2. Magic resistance 3. Yeah, pretty nasty bless. And you have what? Oh, just Morathos 1 and Air Shield and Awe. Okay, Awe is pretty important. I've never done an Awe bless. It was a Disciple game. Okay, 7 2-player teams. Yeah, 14 players there. Alright. Very cool. I've always wanted to do a Disciple game. That maybe if I can, the next game I would like to see on the channel would be a Disciple game if I can find people who are interested in that kind of thing. I really think that that's a cool, different kind of way to play Dominions. And then, I mean, I like making thematic games, so I would like to have like where we build like an Olympian team, and then maybe Nordic gods versus Olympic gods, like Greek myth versus Nordic myth, something like that, where you make thematic teams and then have the different pantheons battle it out against each other. I think that could be really fun and cool. Body of Flames over here. Quicken Self by Teeth. Teeth casts Mist Form. The Boread is now flying up. Okay, we'll see the fight here. And this guy also, this lady has a Mask of the Vampire that'll also be stealing some health from the Boread throughout the fight. So she got a good hit in from the outset here. She casts Flight, but she hasn't actually realized that she's being attacked yet. Defense roll 39. Yeah, this lady has defense skill 35. Even with -1 from enlarged. How do you get that? Quickness, experience, of course, bless bonus +5. Weapon, armor and shield, harassment, even with the -1 from the harass penalty. You have an Iron Face, Chainmail of Displacement. Ah, right, that's why he's going with this specific armor, to get the even higher defense 3 here. Alright. And Magic Bracers also gives defense 2. Defense skill 35. So basically no one can hit her with a melee attack. That's gonna be almost impossible, right? Here. Sword of Swiftness. 19 versus defense value 40. Defense roll 44 here. Jesus. And going the other way, the Morgan Princess can hit the Boread, so he is dying. Very well executed by Chris Lighthawk here. And as you say, that an arrow pops the glamour. Oh, really? Did it? Oh, the glamour also helps with the defense skill, doesn't it? I don't actually know. Suffice to say, Chris Lighthawk and Yus, controlling Yus here, is really good at thugging with and making like indestructible heroes. And better than I've seen anyone else do it, I think. Meshdaku has returned. Meshdaku, who was lost in time and space, has returned to Kratos. This is the guy that was summoning eldritch beings from beyond the gates of reality. Like this. Boop. That kind of guys. I had a guy doing that, and he got lost. He went through the portal, he got lost, and we lost him, and so he's been away for a while. He returns all of a sudden. He has survived on the other side, and is now coming back. And so he pops up in a random territory, and we get to see him fight. So he lands in this territory here. Here he is, my good guy. He had all kinds of equipment to protect him. I gave him some gems, so he had a high chance. Like, he actually has decent stuff. And there's not that much over here, so he might even survive this, right? Unfortunately, I don't think... Why is he... He was feeble-minded before he even disappeared into the gate there, so he's not able to cast spells anymore. He had this healing herbs for recuperation that I was hoping would heal that feeble-mindedness for him, but then he disappeared before it became relevant. And here he gets attacked by some... cavalry. Can he beat the stack? I don't actually remember what happens here. Oh, he kills one? Alright, good. What's the protection is 18? He's got no regeneration though. No, but he's lucky. Alright. Ah. Come on, kill them. Yeah, he kills another guy. Okay. He just needs to rout them. He doesn't have to kill them all. Come on. Speed it up a bit. Ah, they get him. Alright. And I think that was just PD, right? Yeah, so it didn't matter. Too bad. Would have been amazing to get him back. If we look at him again... I didn't catch that before. I think he was my highest skilled summoner. Yeah, summoning skill 27. So, that hurts. That's so good. And I remember having him, he was just summoning big dudes every turn, raising that summoning skill even higher until he finally disappeared. Dilemma makes that a hit might be not a hit, because it's a mirror image instead. So, a direct buff to defense. Not a direct affront, but does help with not getting hit. Alright, I think I understand, yeah. So if he gets hit, there's a chance that it hits a mirror image instead, right? Yeah. Summoning skill 27. By comparison, the current summoning guy we have is what? Here? 3, so he's a new guy. Alright. That was the battling process. Then Dreamers searched Mammoth Grove for magic sites, but no one found. He is, well, here. My god, I forget why. I think it's because I teleported him up here. It's a statue, so he can't walk. I teleported him up here for 2 reasons. Asphodel is running loops around me, so this is a good way for me to use my god actively in defense, because I can't use it actively in defense against a fort. Seeing as there is no... you can't attack out of a fort with a statue that can't move. But if I place him in this... province when there's no fort, we can attack. He can stand here and defend the province. And I think maybe even when I teleported him up, I think Asphodel was in control of it. And there's a laboratory that I didn't build in this territory, so he can teleport him back whenever we want. And I also think that there might be a non-underwater spell that I wanted him or ritual that I wanted him to complete up here. I forget which one. But regardless, here he is. Chris Lighthawk, welcome to the stream, sir. If you are interested, I forgot, I'm gonna go and write that in the Discord, but now that you're here, you can hear me say it. If anyone of you are interested in joining me on stream in Discord and talk about the game and your side of the game, explaining what you were doing, whatever you want, you are welcome to join me in chat. So let me know if you're interested in that, Mr. Lighthawk. You can join me in chat to talk about your side of the game. This isn't going to be a super well-constructed stream, I think. We're just going to go through and figure out what happened and see some cool stuff. We got a Carrion Lord harassing in Old Flood here. These are one of the guys that I was talking about. Let's just have a look at him. This lad here, he is also mindless, right? So I can't mind blast him. We cannot mind control him. There's so many things that doesn't work on him, and all of this is what Relay is good at. So we had to find other ways around it to kill stuff like this, and I'm not super well versed in Dominions 5 in the first place, so I had a lot of trouble figuring out what to do with these, not just these thugs, but then also, by extension, when they bring troops, we have the same problem, but an army scale, right? And it is kind of problematic. They just murder everything. Then there's a battle between Yus and Nabar. Mr. Lighthawk is at war. He is using his Mordrak Knights with a little bit of buffing here. And I think, yeah, we got a Morgan Princess in here to thug and help. Up against nothing. But that's what a little raiding force from Yus will look like. Oh, and a champion as well. Which was the better one of these? The princess is the higher rank one, right? Yeah. For sure. Very cool. Then there's a battle in Laria. There will be many more battles with these Morvac Knights and stuff, so no rush here. I'm not sure what's happening here. I think I'm raiding. Right, I'm attacking here in Laria. Not sure why I thought this was oh, we won. Okay, let's see what happens. We're sending out these little Shoggoths, which Shoggoths are really cool. They're relatively expensive for what they do, but they can drain life from opponents with this attack here, and then they can go above their maximum health. And if they go to, I think it's 35 throughout a fight, then they grow to become, I forget what the name is, but bigger Shoggoths. And they are really good. So we got our little tentacle monsters moving in on these horsey guys. Let's see if we get a new big dude. They go in here. Unfortunately, they get hurt, so then the healing that they affect for themselves will not get them up to above their maximum life when they've already taken damage. The important part is that they win. We lost one. And they're sliming the opponents. Alright. But they managed to win. I'm actually kind of surprised. And they were just supported by this one little star child, or led by this one little star child that just is there for leading them and nothing else. We lost one. Alright. Where was that? Laria? Up here, raiding up on the coast. I think I'm building a fort, yeah, down in this position here. To have like this was the highest income province I had on the water. That's part of the reason we needed money. And I was trying to do something to prevent all these raiding forces from running amok in my territories. Yeah. So we're moving out here. Lake Vastness. Oh, I remember this one. Here I'm sending out my big army. Not the full thing, but a big clump into this group of war lobsters, which I thought was a brilliant idea. We are coming in here with a good spell force and a good chaff up front. And the idea here is we are casting a ton of, what's it called? Mind control? No. But enslave mind. And I was hoping to enslave mind on as many of these war lobsters as we could, and then, they're pretty decent units, right? So I would want them on my side for the upcoming war. I thought this was a great idea. But you can maybe hear by my tone that it would probably not. With all those spells being fired away, you would think, with them being stunned and us, I think we are mind controlling some of them, yeah, here. We are doing friendly currents, relief, light of the northern star. I can't see how this went badly, but I'm sure it does. I remember it being a bad move. We also have some... one of my guys have then cast... What is this thing? I've never seen this ice sprite on top of a unit before. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, someone has cast the a nation spell that we should look at later, and that we will be playing with more with. Huh. We are winning for sure. Alright, I'm not sure why. Why is this such a bad idea then? I think we're losing way more than I thought we would have. And we are even routing. Yes. Okay, look at that. Oh no, that's not what's happening. No, we are routing, yeah. No, we're not. But they keep spawning more units. I see what went wrong now. See, all my units are running around here, killing spawning units, these horrors that are spawning. And so this is a result of a spell that I was testing, probably the first time I cast it even. And it was a bad idea, and I'm not sure why I would have even thought that it was the right thing to do here. But here. Not the stars are right. Thaumaturgy. Where is it? Is it alteration? No. Thaumaturgy. Visions of the Void. Strength and Mind. Power of the Void. This spell is really, really good. So, this is a national spell for relay that gives you... It boosts you with the power of the Void. And it grants magic boost +2, which is +2 to all spell paths that the caster already knows. +4 attack, +4 defense, +4 strength, +4 precision, +4 morale, 2 magic resistance, 4 protection. And you get a shield that I forget what's called. Paralyzing attackers at a strength, astral barrier. And all that jazz. And but then every minute the battle lasts, there's a chance that a horror will materialize in the vicinity of the caster, and then that's what we saw there. So it starts spawning units around you. Of course, I shouldn't cast that in the middle of an army that I'm running. I'm not sure. I must have scripted that myself, which is bad. I'm not sure who casts it. But suffice to say. Oh, and we might even cast it. I think we're casting it in a communion, which means that it's being cast on all the communion slaves as well, which means that all of them are also having that chance to spawn horrors then. And so this little mage position in the back ends up being completely overwhelmed by these horrors that wreck my position and attack my mages, and what a disaster. We end up losing half of my communion, a star spawn, a slave mage. Holy crap. Oh my lord. Yeah, so bad move, Keejchen. And we gained 1 war lobster as a result. Hilarious. I'm glad that you're entertained. And this was me coming from here. We had that, there was a rebel force in here that took that province. I was coming up here hoping to gain some war lobsters on the way and then attack into Wickerwood. But that plan was completely ruined by me throwing away half my army in here, and now I don't feel like I can threaten this position anymore. So we are walking back to the Whirling Sea. Plan failed. That was in Lake Wasness. Then we have a battle in Truban between Nabar and Yus again. Here we have Nabar attacking. He has these Mokarib, which are just astral mages. They are doing a little communion. Alright. Up against a Morgan princess again. The same one, right? Because she just teleported or like spell moved in here in the same turn. So she's just killed the Boread, and now I'm pretty sure that they don't have a chance at killing her at all. In fact, oh no, she's in here. Do they even hurt her? I sincerely doubt it. They swing at her. Oh, there was a hit. But she's also got what's the call? It's called like a mist form, I think, where they only take 1 point of damage unless they're struck by an exceptionally hard blow. She's in mist form. So she was hit once. And that's it. Yep. That's a mod spell? Yes, we are playing Dominions Enhanced in this playthrough. Oh, and Chris Lycall wants to join. Alright. Well, I'll jump into the bridge in my Discord here. So, Chris Lycall, you're very welcome to join me. And we can talk about whatever you feel like, really. Holy moly, I already am following a Dominions player. Amazing. Yes, you are. If you have, if you, Dolphin Prime, or anyone else has any questions about Dominions 5, we can use this stream as a good little, like, an Ask Me Anything kind of thing about Dominions. If you're Dominions curious, ask anything. Reminds me of Civilization 3. I would not compare this game to Civilization. It is very much its own thing. I don't think I've ever played anything that is quite like Dominions 5. But it is a 4X. At least the Hex. But these are not really hexes either. They are their own, where you can see that the paths here that they connect to other territories are not necessarily like hexagonal or anything. Some of them will have varying amounts of paths connecting to each other's mountains blocking here, but this one is a mountain pass. So then you can pass in some scenarios. You've got water paths. The map making in Dominions 5 is kind of simple but interesting and very well thought out, I think. It leaves a little bit to be desired in, like, it takes the same amount of time traveling from this province to this province as it does to this province, even though the paths are clearly of a different length, right? Which is something that's one of the complaints, not a complaint, but like a little weird gimmick for Dominions 5 is that the visual of the map is actually not important. Like, it's not like based on anything. You can remove the entire map and it's just like points. Basically, this tile is not this shape, it's just this little dot. And then here's a little dot, and then someone overlays that with a map that is divided into provinces and looks pretty. But below the surface, you've only got a little dot connecting to a series of other nearby nodes, or whatever you want to call them, if that makes sense. No lie, I put plus 3,000 hours into Dominions 4. Damn, alright. This is my most played game on Steam currently, and I'm approaching 1,000 hours. Yeah. I think I have more hours in Total War Warhammer, but there's 2 Total War Warhammer games, so it's split up. Down 5 is what you get if Football Manager and Total War have sex on a D&D monster manual. That's very accurate, Mr. Progressor, and a very interesting description, but I like it. Not that far off. 3/4 of my game were played on Valanis. I love that map. I don't know that one. But if you throw me a link, I'll throw it up on the screen for a short while and we can check it out. Showcase it, why not? I do want to keep it moving a bit here, so if you wanted to join in, Chris Lycall, in the Discord, my own Discord, you are in here. I'm in one of the voice channels. So you just pop on in there. But let's do another battle here. Lake Vastness, Tuban. Then there's a battle in Relay. This is one of the raiding armies, I think. No, this is just Thug again. Yeah, these guys are just running around annoying my territories. The flip side of that is, oh, welcome Mr. Lighthawk. How are you doing today? Can you hear me? And so right now we are not hearing anything from you. Oh, Mr. Progress, you stole that one? Okay, but it's a good one. Good description. Dom 5 currently beats my number 2 game, Noita, by a factor 2. Alright. Well, there's been a lot of issues with Discord today. I hope it's not on my end here. In the meanwhile, we have it back. Here's an example of this bullshittery. These guys, the Carrion Lords, even without the equipment that he's putting on them, they are really, really hard to kill. And then he's giving them a really good armor, a Frostbrand that does like an area attack, and a Wine Shield that entangles anyone that tries to hit it. So look at it here, and he's doing spells. So this one has cast a I forget what the name of the spells are, but it drains life from everyone around him and gives it to him passively. So he just has to stand there and wait for my guys to passively die. And so we need to bring in some dedicated anti-thugging forces to kill a unit like this one. Look at all these abilities it has. It's bullshit. Stealing good writing is always acceptable. Oh yeah, for sure. No, for sure. It's hard to be original in this day and age. So this is one on my capital. Then we have another. Oh, here's a proper battle, or a proper army from Asphodel. This is what I'm dealing with. The Asphodel, for those that are not initiated, is a nation that is based. It's on Greek myth. It is Asphodel. I learned recently is a level of Hades. In Greek mythology.
What about now? I'm coming through?
Yes, you are coming through. Welcome to the stream, Chris Lighthawk. How are you doing today, sir?
Thanks. I'm doing fine.
Mm-hmm. And... Oh, right. I'm assuming you're watching this. I'll screen share with you here in Discord so that if you're looking at the stream, you will have a slight delay. Otherwise, stream on pause. Why? Why does that not work?
Yes,
now?
I noticed.
Stream on pause. Shit. Oh. Stop streaming. Here. Go live for here. And then now you should be able to see it in Discord, I think. Dolphin Prime says that was the direct link to the file. Got automod. Oh, I'll go and make you an approved dude. Dolphin Prime, don't worry. Add user. Dolphin Prime. There. So now you should be able to post links. Oh no, is this censorship? Try again, Dolphin. See if it works. Sorry, Chris. For interrupting. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Do you have anything you want to point out now that you have arrived? Or should we just dive into it?
Not at the moment.
Feel free to interrupt at any point if I say something that is silly, or if you have anything to add. So I'm dealing with this army.
I will do that.
Yeah, I'm dealing with this Asphodel army that is now going to try to take this fort, the throne that we were seeing out next to my lake, right? And it's composed of all kinds of different things. Asphodel being the Greek That was where I was at. It's a level of Hades, but it's basically an undead forest nation. So he's got these skeletons, but they're not quite skeletons. They are actually living vines that has taken over a skeleton and then is moving it around. So it's not a living skeleton, it's a living vine using skeletons for locomotion. And they can do that with elephants and horses and dogs and bears and all kinds of other shenanigans. And then they have some ghosts. And then I threw in this lad over here. The Niklisa, the vastness, can teleport in. It has teleportation as a base, so it just moved in here. And I thought it would be good to come in here and just use it to mind blast a little bit, and then it would run away. It's soul slaying a bit, hopefully hitting something important, and then it was supposed to run away. But his units are way faster than I thought they would be, and so we lose this awesome unit to my silly lack of planning. Too bad. I think this one doesn't come in as a commander, as a base, so I had cast, it has spells now, so I had cast, what's it called? The one where you make a commander, a unit into a commander, I forget. Nature spell. Gift of Reason, exactly. So a lot of wasted resources on that one. And did it even kill anything? It killed 3 units. 3 black centaurs. Okay. Well, that's not worth it, but at least it didn't die without doing anything. That was in Wicker Woods. Do you want to talk at all about your Morgan princesses here? Because I don't know if I explained them super well. Let me find it again here. This year. I was really impressed with your use of them. Go
ahead. I went for a super high defense bless, and then used items to get my defense even higher on my socks. And that works very well against most opponents. Of course, you have to look out for stuff like firebrands and other stuff that do ever damage, because that ignore defense. So, but if you put items on them that and the bless also gives some fire resistance, and if they use frostbrand, I will put an item on that give frost resistance, so I can ignore that damage, and then hopefully don't get hit at all, and then just kill his socks. It didn't work always, because sometimes he used like this Helm of the Vampire, what it's called, and it also just hit automatically.
Right.
I actually didn't make any of those. This was one I took from one of his guys.
I was wondering how you got those, because you don't have access to either blood or death easily, right?
No. I actually found some death mages, so I had some death access, but no blood access.
Yeah.
I think maybe late in the game I did got a single of 2 blood mages somehow. No, actually not in this game. I don't think so. It's some time ago now, so it can be hard to remember.
We're trying to work this out from memory. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We will see it. We will see all of this again many times throughout the next few turns. I think we got about 10 to 15 turns to go through here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Dolphin, I opened your file here, but it's a file and not a picture of the map, and I don't know if I can easily show that on stream here. But if anyone's interested, you can now download the map through the link that Dolphin has linked here. Isn't Valanis on Steam Workshop? Oh, it might be. But I can probably look it up there in a minute. Big fan of Agatha, so the cave net was born. Oh. Agartha, I really love Agartha as a nation. That's also a super cool one.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty strong too, if you know how to play them.
Mm-hmm. So, not when I use them. All right, let's have a look at another battle here. This is between Cetis and what's his name? Akasval, I think. No, Nabar. All right, and it's just an empty fort, so they have a little bit of archers up on the walls, but that'll be it. They just go in and they will. I think they even just poison them to death, right? Do they get poisoned here? Yeah, they will get poisoned. Yeah, by the clouds. So, not a super interesting battle. Do they lose anything? Oh, they do lose to 22 elite warriors just from that. Are they not poison resistant? They are. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's simply just the shooting from the walls. They don't have very good.
Yeah, but we see here they only get 10 kills and there's 22,
yeah, okay,
20,
yeah,
20. So there's some friendly fire somewhere in
you're
here.
right. So, yeah, it's probably poison then.
The poison,
even
though.
if you have poison resistance,
They only have 5.
It's not that high.
Yeah, it's not high enough. Okay. He probably doesn't really care, but that's always interesting when you have that kind of loss. An unexpected event occurred in the Turfin Sea. Man-Eater the Kraken. Oh, right. That's important. We gotta look at him. So I got this, one of your mages has managed to tame a monster of the deep. Man-Eater the Kraken. We got a Kraken, and it is a commander for free. Keep an eye on Man-Eater here. He will be playing a big role in my nation later. I was so happy to get an octopus because, I'm relay, and we like tentacle monsters, and then I get gifted a Kraken. The tentacle monster of legends. So I thought that was really fitting. And he's got no upkeep, so he's free. Lovely. A worldwide event occurred. Right. Asphodel has a Well of Souls or something like that. I forget what it's called, but it's siphoning disease, pain, and illnesses from the world into his hands and rewarding him, turning it into various goodies for him. I forget all the stuff that he gets, but there's this, maybe it's, can we see it in here?
You simply get, I think it's 21 death gems.
No, I think it changed. I think it changed in Dominions 5 because it does different things now. Is it the Well of Misery? Yes.
Yeah.
See, generates gems. Okay, so this is not the one I thought it was.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's not the one.
And then it increase income for.
Yeah, but that's not the one. No, because that's not online right now. He did another thing which is called. Well, if we don't know, then it's going to take some time to find. But it's like a province-specific area thing, and then he gets like disease, demons, and stuff like that. I love finding and learning about these spells, but I don't remember which one it was.
I'm not sure what spell it is.
It must be a death spell, right? Visions of the Void. Enchantment? Vessel of the Damned? No. Vessel of Misery. Yes, this is the one. So it siphons all kinds of stuff, and then each month you get Deceased Soulless, 1d4 Aberrations, Deceased Demons, and a Divine Mummy, and 20% chance of getting these Harvester of Sorrows commanders, which are, what do we call them, like assassin commanders or stealth commanders that go around and spread disease, and we will be, I get attacked by these later. So, but each month it also heals 5% of all permanent injuries worldwide. Pretty nasty, but pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the spells from the mod. It's not in the base game. That's why I don't know it.
Don't worry about it. then we have a pretty interesting worldwide event here. The city of Par-Yus has been founded. Found? Must be found, right? Above the waves. Morgan and Colonel flocked to the site, and a new center of power has been created, or has been founded, so it has been reconstructed, right?
Yeah, it's actually a spell that I cast this turn that created this. This is almost like a secondary capital you get on land, where you can produce special units.
Oh, really?
So, flying Morgan's troops.
Oh, really? So you made that one, and did you get the city yourself then? You must be.
Yeah, I cast it in one of my own provinces. You choose what province you get it in.
So then I thought it was a different thing, because I'm pretty sure that later on Nabar finds a special site, right, where he can recruit some of your units. Something like that, as far as I recall.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I might be wrong.
I think it's something about the message that make it seems like it was in one of his powers, but it wasn't. I can't remember what it was. It was.
No, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he finds a magic site later where that is related to your nation somehow. I might be wrong.
Maybe.
We'll see.
It's possible.
If it happens. Okay. So now we have the map that Dolphin was talking about up on the screen here. Let me just quickly show it. I do it by clicking here. Oop, indeed. Look at that map. So this is another example of a Dominions map, where, again, like I said before, Dominions maps aren't like, you don't have to follow the actual map, it's just different nodes, so you can make all kinds of crazy maps. And this would be a node, right, connected to this one here. And then apparently this is two different worlds connected by then what you can probably move over. Like, this is super cool. I love this. And then you have like this underworld system down here and over here. Is this supposed to be? What am I saying? This is, of course, the winter version, so for when it's cold climate. All right, so it's just basically half of this, only this, and then when you have ice on any of these territories, you will be using this skin over here. So it's just one floating world. That's a cool map. Nice. All right, let me switch back into the game. Boop. And I can see why you would want to play Agartha on that map if you have like all these cave systems connected. If you haven't played Val, you haven't played Dom. Well, it's that good. All right. Well, I have to try it sometime because I haven't played Dominion 5 yet. Have you ever played it, Chris Lighthawk?
I couldn't actually see the map, but I think I know which one it is. And yes, I have played on that one.
Okay, so you have played Dominions 5. Damn it.
But that was actually in Dominions 4, so you can do
that counts. That counts. He must discovered an attack. Sorry, go ahead.
I actually checked how many hours I have in Dominions 5. It's 2,700.
Okay.
And I probably have as much in Dominions 4 too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've never played Dominions 4. I watched a lot of videos of Dominions 4, and then when Dominions 5 came out, and what I didn't like about Dominions 4 was the asynchronous turns between in combats, where you had first this happens, and then you had the different phases. In Dominions 5 is the first iteration, right, where battles are simultaneous, which is. That made me instantly buy it, where everything moves at once, throwing spells on each other and stuff like that. It's amazing just to watch it unfold.
It was a great improvement. Especially because in Dominions 4 it was a problem that the defender always was going first, so being the defender was a huge advantage. That people would try to trick other people into being the attacker in various ways. just because of that. So
yeah, that happens a lot
in
like turn-based board games, right? If it's asynchronous, so you take turns doing stuff, it's always interesting whether you're first or second, and so on and so forth. When you go to simultaneous turns, you take a shift away from that. And of course, people will be building strategies around that kind of stuff. As a kind of round. Oh, it's two different people talking. I was wondering why he was contradicting himself. I'm gonna have to try it out sometime. It looks really cool, that map. But I can see why Mr. Progressor is raising questions, because non-wraparound maps are always a little bit different, right? And you can take defensive positions in a corner and stuff like that. It's hard to balance, but a round one might mitigate some of it, at least. I think we are mostly through this turn. We are under siege everywhere, but he's not like actually trying to take any of these forts except for Wicker Woods up here. And I was hoping to move my army here into Wicker Woods, but I decided against it. No reason to throw away armies. We're going to siege this fort, and then I'm teleporting Sig here, I think, to the Whirling Sea over here. And Sitha and Nana here is lost. Alright, let's go to the next turn. I don't know if there's anything that I missed out on here. The state of the world map. Chris Lighthawk, who's with me in chat here, he's playing Yus, who is over here, my neighbor, and I think you were the only one. Not my only ally at this point, but throughout the most of the game, you were the only one who never really had any aggression towards me. So we were neighbors, both fish people, starting underwater.
Yeah.
And you're already pretty
point,
big here.
I was in the process of taking out Asphodel. Now, no, what's it called?
Arcocephale.
Arcocephale. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then what's that called? They jumped in and attacked me.
Yeah, Nabar. I think you're at war with them. Yeah, you're fighting them here.
Yeah. So, Arcocephale only have one seat left up there.
Mm-hmm. He's making his last stand here.
But it took me a long time to take that, because I was fighting Nabar at the same time.
Mm. We have a scout in there, so we will see more of that war. So now we're going into turn number 54 here. Let me just check that it is turn 54, because I messed up a lot with that. But yes. Amazing. The ever-burning one, the vessel of might, giver of riches, has claimed the throne of knowledge. Alright. And we cast teleport in here, yeah. And this is the god of Nabar. There was a battle in Dragon Point. Let's just see what's happening in this turn. We've got another one of your Morgan. This is Morgan Champion, that has been weakened a little bit, but still alive. And running about, thugging a bit here, not really facing anything. So that's an easy win. Then we have a battle between me and Asphodel in the Whirling Sea. He comes in here, but this is where my army is. And this is exactly why I moved this army out and started to take more of my own seat to try to counter this kind of harassment from the Carrion Lords. And here we called one of them out. I think this might be the first time I kill one. Which is really nice. Because I don't know how easily he gets those things, but he cannot have an infinite supply of them. Must cost some resources at least, I hope. Right, and we do end up, I think, killing this one by just trampling it to death. Because we can't hit it easily, but we can trample it with giant blobs.
It's a good way to kill socks, to trample them.
Yeah. The underwater handshake, yeah. In fact, I don't know if I think I told you that I was planning to backstab you early on. Actually, Chris, I thought for sure that you would rush me, in this game, because that would have been the best way to take me out. I was really, really weak early on. And so I was prepping for that kind of war with you, and I was hoping to get some of the other guys to like go to war with me against you, but then we never ended up fighting, and you ended up being my best ally.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I noticed earlier that you had trouble expanding, and I really considered attacking you. But it was also clear to me that if I did that, then all the other guys would probably go to war with me. And I was actually pretty nervous about Asphodel going to war with me, because my troops are actually not very good underwater, especially not against Asphodel's troops. So if he got underwater against me, I might have been in trouble. Funny enough, I ended up going to war with him anyway and fight him for a long time.
Right.
But in that war, I was more the attacker than the defender. So and try to take out his capital and fail, and then we make peace and never fight again.
Yeah.
But I was pretty happy that you was causing him so much trouble, because I didn't want to fight him, because my troops are not the best against his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and the funny thing about my war with him is that his troops are not really that good against mine either, but he has a ton more, right? But then...
Yeah,
it's just... It ends up being me like playing like a gardener and just killing, like, mowing down weeds all day. We have Forgotten Star in the chat. Welcome, sir. And Damon Koenig. All right. Welcome to the stream, guys. I don't know if you know Dominions 5, but if not, then feel free to ask any questions. And Chris Lighthawk, who has joined me in chat, he will do his best to answer. Let's do another battle here. I covered your war with Asphodel earlier in the YouTube series when it was going on, I think. So, for those that don't know, this has been an ongoing series for a long time. This is probably about half a year into the game, or since we started now. And of course, we started it with a stream. Then I ran a few episodes on the YouTube channel, and so there's a whole playlist there you can go and follow if you're interested to see what led up to this point. And now we are trying to wrap it up and get the final one. And I just thought it would be a fun way to do it on stream again, and we can talk about all the things. Here's a little scout battle. Didn't matter. There's a battle in Latian. Another little raiding force from Asphodel, taking out some PD. Just taking Latian, which is up here, slowly tightening the noose on me. Now he took the Wicker Woods. Oh, we haven't seen that yet, but I mean, okay. It comes up next, and it's not really a battle. This massive army moves in, kills my archers and the one mage that was holding her ground in here. The undead horde! Yeah. So Wicker Woods fall, and I lose this throne. Now he has his eyes on Deathlands, my other throne above water. And at this point in the game, it has been nothing but a losing battle against Asphodel. I think I had one big battle in Deadlands. Again, this was in the YouTube series, where we fought here in Deadlands, and that was what caused the big decline in the army size of him here. But you can see he's recovering pretty quickly, just getting new troops, and it's also increasing exponentially. This little increase in the army size will continue to go up quicker and quicker throughout the game. And no one else is fighting Asphodel, so it's up to little Keejchen's relay to hold back the undead tide and protect the world. It's all good. A worldwide event occurred. Oh, that's the same as last turn. We lose some province income here. We are being sieged. He's just sitting on top of my forts to be super annoying and prevent me from recruiting. Kusuth the Starspawn was attacked by 4 greater otherness, really? This is my summoner. Yeah, he's not gonna live through that. Boop. Such is the life of those who try to commune with eldritch beings from beyond the gates of reality. And a Starspawn died from disease. So now again we have no summoner, but we immediately set a new summoner to try and summon up some stuff. It is a rough business. And for those that don't know, we have this void gate in here where my nation is based on the Cthulhu mythos. So we start underwater, we have these tentacle Starspawn here, and we are in contact with another dimension from which the Starspawn come, and they come through this void gate here, and it brings us all kinds of tentacle monsters, things that should not be, and so on and so forth. And we had Cthulhu at some point. He might come around later in this video, who knows? Hint, hint. It's like a failed speedrun attempt. Not sure what that means, but sure. Alright. Do we have anything else to say about this turn? The war with Navarre. I have a lot of scouts up here trying to catch battles between Yus and Navarre. But I'm probably not getting everything. Scout here, scout there, scout there. I think, by the way, Navarre is far ahead in research. This is him here, so he has all kinds of good stuff. And you were pretty low. Yeah, you had the lowest research at this point in the game, anyway. You probably don't know this yet. I don't know. Oh, you must have seen the graphs that I shared on the Discord group, right? But you didn't know at this point.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was.
No, I didn't. I did know that I probably wasn't doing well because I simply I used all my mages for fighting, so all those princesses and stuff. So I didn't have that many researchers.
Oh.
And even the druids I had for research, I often took out to fight too, simply because I had to win my fights. So.
You are leading in gem income, which I'm pretty surprised about, actually, because I think, we have, Navarre has 20 extra fire gems incoming from this global spell, and 40, Gale Gate gives him I think also 20 air gems, so 40 extra gems incoming here, and Asphodel has Mother Oak giving extra nature gems, and yet, despite you having no global enchantments, and I think... Oh, you have the most territory as well, but still, Navarre is not far behind you, and then you lead in gem income. That's really nice. You must have site searched a lot, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I always do.
Mm-hmm. That is good. And you're leading in income as well. Wow. And you have for a while. Ooh. And you're leading in forts.
That's because I have to. I have 2 capitals, because I took...
right.
That also gives you some extra gems, of course.
Yeah.
And I have this, extra capital I got from that spell.
Where did you where did you...
It is in Mirini, the lands, just this one, yes. That is.
Yes. Oh. And then you get these Sworn Knights and the Sworn Knight Champions. Yeah. All right. Oh, I didn't know how you got those, but that's by doing this spell and then summoning this magic site here. Very cool.
Yes. It's of course also something that's come from the mod. It's not in the base game.
Okay. And it produces magic gems. Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I used a little bit in testing games, specifically to try to figure out if you rushed me, how the hell would I try to stop you? And I quickly learned that I probably couldn't. But just the smaller time I spent playing years in that scenario, I really liked them, and I feel like they were really, really strong. And they're strong both above water, and like you said, they're stronger above water than they are in the water, right? So, which is kind of interesting for a water nation. But damn, they're just so good. I can see why you like them. Let's go to the next turn. Keep the train moving here.
It's actually the first time ever I played yours in a multiplayer game.
All right. Well, you did well.
And
the Carrion Lord has claimed an inner throne in the name of Vegemite. All right, so Asphodel has claimed the throne. Probably this one here that he just took from me. Sick has cast a Mind Hunt, and it was successful on Manhunter. I'm not sure who that was. It was up here. So then we could go back. We could go back and figure out who I just killed, just to have some more info. And in fact, something I usually do is go through all the spells that I'm casting and crafting, but I don't think we are doing a whole lot in my nation. Like, we're casting that Mind Hunt against... Who was Manhunter then? We can go in here and find out. Manhunter is... this one? No. Ah! A Disease Demon. I think I was trying to hit the Disease Demon anyway. I'm not sure what I hit. Manhunter. It could have been the Carrion Centaur, because it's mindless, and the Disease Demon is named something else, so I'm not sure what I hit then. It must have been like a hidden unit or something. Right, because we hit...
yeah, you can actually hit... yeah.
Well, we hit something. And then your global enchantment was dispelled when another global enchantment was created. So that's because there's only so many global enchantment spots, and someone has cast a new one. I think it's Dark Skies that was put up, something like that, or something else. And then if you're not dispelling first, or if there's no space, it'll choose a random spell, and then there's no post roll based on various factors, and then the winner gets to stay and the loser goes out. And mine was chosen randomly, and I didn't overcast mine in any way or anything, so it was really weak, and so it got removed. Now we don't have Eyes of God anymore, and so we cannot see the whole map anymore, and we cannot see the graphs beyond this point. They stop here, except for my own, of course. They will continue to show that graph, but the graphs will cut off. It wasn't really important, but it was nice as the YouTuber to be able to see everything and report on everything that was going on throughout the map. Which is why I tried to cast it in the first place. A dire portent. All Amazing God of the Bar, the Ever-Burning One, the Vessel of Might, Giver of Riches, blah blah blah, has cast a global enchantment. So it must have been the Dark Skies, because he had Eternal Pyre and Gale Gate already. Dark Skies.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really nasty. It caused me a lot of problems with this low morale I had when I attacked into his...
yeah. I've been fighting someone who used that against me once. I had to dispel it in that scenario, because I couldn't do anything when this was...
I tried to dispel it, but he had put so many gems in it. So, so I failed, and then I didn't want to try again.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's too bad. You should have hired me to do it.
It was also big. It was also a big problem, because he has a lot of seducers and some other guys that can use some kind of corruption stuff to take our troops, and all those checks are based on your commander's morale. So we had a lot easier time stealing my commanders. I think he took like maybe 10 champions and 5 princesses that way during the rest of the game.
Oh, that might have been what I saw, where I like I said, I saw him use some of your own units against him. I didn't know, I never knew that he was using seducers against you, but there you go, you learned something new. fair enough. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Nabar.
if he hadn't done that, I think I would have beaten him before the game was over.
Not this lady. Okay. It might be a summonable unit or
No,
something.
it's some summons.
Okay.
He has a various summons that can do it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Let's have a look at the battles for the turn. First, it's against, or between, Yus and Nabar again. Back and forth. What are we getting this time? Here we have. Maybe you want to explain it. What's happening here?
Yeah, I'm putting in a unit to buff my champion, so it becomes stronger. Did it do it? And then I'm not sure what I'm attacking here.
Oh.
Yes, I want to try to kill this Merit, or maybe he's attacking me. Who was attacking who?
You are attacking, and this is a spell attack, so you must have known.
Okay.
That you were going up against this thing.
I know he was. Yeah. Yeah. It's. Do I really think I can win this?
I don't think you can win this. In fact, I know you don't. But you must have thought that you could. You had a Demon Bane here, 2 times damage versus Demon.
Yeah.
It hits for 40. I mean, there's definitely a chance that she lands a really nasty hit with that, right? And so
she doesn't have super high defense, this one, so I don't know how I think I can win it. Maybe I didn't know he was there.
I have a question for you. First of all, could these two not have been in the same spot? Oh no, they can't because she increases in size, right? Yeah, okay.
They're both increased in size, yeah. So
right.
No, they can't.
All right, so you have to place them. But then you have the problem of cheat fate here. The fact that if a player was controlling these, you would have that cheat fate affect the Morgan Princess, right? That's the problem I have with the fluffing thing, where you cannot guarantee that he hits the unit that you're targeting. And do you double cast it then? No, you don't. Okay.
No, normally all spells go to the unit with the most hit points.
Is that how it works?
Yes. But sometimes they don't cast it on that anyway, so you can't be 100% sure. But almost always you can rely on that, or more to be more precise, the square with the most hit points. So if you have 2 units with like 20 hit points in one square and 1 unit with like 30 hit points in another square, you would cast on the square with the 40 hit points from the 2. But she has more hit points than the druid, so he should cast all the buffs on her.
All right, I didn't know that. So that's a nice little bit of information. But clearly it's not a perfect science because he cast 2 of the spells on himself, the greedy bastard.
Yeah.
All right. And apparently your opponent here was smart and has set his guys to retreat. So he runs away before the fight even starts here. Not sure if he predicted that. He must have.
Yeah.
Did you teleport this mage in then? This was a spell attack. No, it's not a spell attack. I see. Yeah, it's just the first attack. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So he has set that one to retreat then? It just runs away? Yeah, okay, it just flies away. Fair enough. There's a battle in Spruce Forest. We will see that Merit again, don't worry. This is he was really Nabar. I was in contact with Nabar a lot of the time. He was really bragging to me about this Merit here. And we will see how that turns out later. The spell RNG has made me rage so many times as Dolphin Prime. Yeah, I can understand. I try to do different things to make sure that I get what I want. Like, if Chris had said his druid to cast the same spell twice, then the druid would for sure cast it on the one and then 100% guaranteed on the other afterwards. But then you're using 2 turns to buff your thing with 1 spell, which is not perfect either, but then you know for sure that it happens. So that's how I do it. yours would be better if it was guaranteed that he cast it on the bigger high HP unit. A thing that I didn't know about, but then
I could remember. I noticed that they didn't do it here. I'm not sure why, because normally it always works.
Okay.
So maybe I'm not sure why it didn't work here.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind and try that out going forward. That's good to have some sort of control over your spellcasting. I didn't know that we could. All right, but here we see this.
So you sometimes make sure that a spell goes on the right person by putting in a square with something with a lot of hit points.
Nice. Okay, yeah, because it's the tile with the most hit points. That's really interesting. And probably a good thing, because the one with the higher hit points is usually the stronger unit, the one that you want to fight and the one you want to make sure you keep alive. High investment, right? Mage is casting Fire Shield, then enlarge, setting comrades on fire. Cool. Basically. We see his army advance up into Two Spruce Forest here. I actually made a major miscalculation a few turns before I started the war with... No, not before the war with Asphodel, but this territory, Two Spruce Forest, was originally not mine. It was... what's his name? Arcosiphal's. And so when he was falling, he and I was in contact. I offered my help to be in his good graces, hoping that he would give me some of his land in return. And he did. So that Just wouldn't get it. I don't know if you ever knew, but that's why he gave me Two Spruce Forest. And it has 2 Astral Gem income on it, so I really wanted it. So I asked him, what do you want for it? I think he just gave it to me, so I walked in and took it just so you couldn't get it, which seems like a great idea, except when Asphodel comes into Wicker Woods, he can now walk through my territory up to Umpholia, which is a really, really important province for me as well. There's a lot of gems here. And so if I had let this one being taken by you, Chris, yes, then Asphodel would probably not have gone through Two Spruce Forest to Umpholia, because he wouldn't have wanted to anger you this early in the war, probably, right? So I made a miscalculation here. If I had let you get this one, I would have been able to protect Umpholia better, but now he walks through and just goes for it. So it seemed like a good idea at the time. It turned out not to be. Such is life.
Yeah.
Let's see another battle.
I think I have to admit that I actually let Asphodel go through one of my provinces at some point. Actually, I think maybe to get there in the first place.
No, I think it was Berman Highs here. Yeah. You let him go through to get to Wicker Woods, and you probably then would maybe have let him through to Two Spruce Forest too. But regardless, it was getting this one in the first place, but it's not a good move for me, because it was going to fall anyway. Whatever. I'm attacking.
I did it mostly because I was fighting 2 other people, and I couldn't really afford to fight Asphodel too.
So you had to cave.
So he probably would just have done it anyway. So
here we see a very, very important thing. Here we have a Carrion Lord sieging one of my forts. He's been sitting here for at least 3 turns, just denying me income and recruitment, stuff like that. And now I am getting tired of it. So here is an attempt to kill a Carrion Lord. We are coming out with this. You can shake your head at me, this Naiad. I thought it was a different unit, so I summoned the Naiad, and it's such a bad unit. I should not have summoned this one. Mistake. But now we have her, and here she is. She cannot leave this province. She's got homesickness. Then she dies. But she's still a good mage, and so she's just sitting here researching. And now she's going to help protect the province. And I have another water mage level 4. So they are coming out here, and they summon some water elementals. And this is what people has been telling me: summon water elementals to kill these things. And I was like, but they don't look that strong. Oh boy, was I wrong. They just run in and straight up murder that dude. And this is where I learn, I can just summon a few water elementals and kill that guy. Right? So that's what... this is a turning point in the war for me, where I realize I can kill these Carrion Lords. And so he also knows this, and now, from this turn on, they won't just be sitting on my forts anymore. They're going to be moving around more, be harder to predict. But the few times where I predict where he moves, I end up killing a lot of these carrion lords, and then at least deny that part of his invasion, which was really, really nice. Here's another invasion force coming for my fort. And he has so many of these armies. The good thing for me is that these black centaurs, which is really the cornerstone of his armies, they cannot breathe underwater. So his best troops cannot invade my lake. And that keeps me alive for a long time. Got some events. Nothing interesting there. We get 15 extra free defense in the faraway sea here. So useless. But now we have a big province defense in this province here. Hell yeah. And Lumpholia population increase. Okay. Oh, and I have a knock on my door. I'll be back. Pizza! I ordered a pizza before I started the stream. Because I'm going to be streaming for a long time today. Dolphin says, my main relay strat is rushing bottles of water for water elemental spam. Ooh. Bottles of water. If we go in here and say you, forge magic item, bottle of water. This one here. I don't think I ever make one. But I guess I can see why. Very powerful magic items. Okay, so rushing is going to be a little bit difficult. I think at the point where I finally get to that my gem income is at this point really low. And I'm saving up for some specific things that we will see later. But I probably should have forged some bottles of living water. They are really good, and having that free elemental every time you are in battle is really nice. I think my fear is just if I lose them, then it's not good, and I have a tendency to throw away important high-value stuff that I think I'm using correctly, and it turns out I was wrong. So I'm afraid of that kind of thing. Especially going full ice scales. Ice elementals travel, and underwater only gives you minus points for cold. Alright. Oh, is that true? Underwater only goes to a plus-minus penalty of 1. Oh, really? I had no idea.
Underwater, you can never get more than 1 cold or one heat.
I see. I think I have heat 3 in my dominion, so that's actually kind of nice. Cannot really get punished that much for that. I didn't know that. So you just need 1 cold then to have an icy underwater sea? Is that true?
I don't think you can get ice elementals underwater. I mean, I think you need 2 cold to get ice elementals, but I'm not quite sure.
Unless you find the Isle of Ice, which I did early in the game, which is a really, really nice magic site. So I found this really, really early. So for the entire game, I have been getting 1 ice elemental for free in this territory. We only have about 9 or 8 right now. Awesome units that, of course, like I just said, I throw them away because I make bad decisions. We will probably see more of that in this episode here. Old Flood. This was the kill on that guy. What a battle in Deadlands. Oh, this is the new invasion force trying to take my other throne here. What's in here? 221 units led by 4 carrion centaurs to seize them in. Here is some panic apostates. Panic apostates are the living version of these other units that we've seen raid underwater. The important thing about them is that they are not mindless. So here we have a unit that I can use various mind tricks on, like Slave Mind or Mind Blast or whatever, Mind Hunt. But of course, he sends in, he doesn't leave them unprotected. Here is a Satyr Mandragora, which I think is a hero for Asphodel's nation, and it's an Astral Mage, which is really important. I didn't realize this at this point. I'm pretty sure that's my pizza falling to the floor, but it landed in a good spot, so no worries. Satyr Mandragora. It's an Astral Mage. I didn't realize when I just skimmed this page here, I'm like, oh, he's no Astral Mages at all. So we are mind hunting in Deadlands to try to kill a Panic Apostate. But when you mind hunt, not a good idea. When you mind hunt in a province with an Astral Mage, they have a chance to detect the spell being cast and sever the astral cord or whatever that the attacker is trying to use to kill an enemy mage in that province. And it goes up pretty quickly. If I don't know the exact numbers, for at 3 astral, it's 100% chance of working. So no matter what, it's gonna fail and it's gonna feeble mind my guy. It basically destroys my guy's mind for trying to kill someone in his province. Which is, like Chris is saying, it's a bad idea. Whoops. But I didn't know that he had access to any Astral Mages at all. It's only because this is a special hero unit that gets Astral on him. So, well played by him, and been neglected by me by not scanning all of his mages. But such is life. Anything else? Worldwide event? Nothing there. Alright. And so here, we still have one of these Carrion Lords sitting on this province here. And now that I just killed one down here in Old Flood, I'm expecting him to be afraid and try to run away. And so I'm posturing mages, I think, in provinces around it, hoping to catch him leaving this province here. Did you want to say something?
One thing are you sure that the Cavalry Lords are mindless?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I learned that the hard way. They are mindless. Not that one, but over here.
Oh yeah, okay.
It might be from the mod.
It's very unusual for mages to be mindless, so I didn't know they were.
And he also has these other Carrion Centaurs.
Yeah, they're
mindless.
Mindless too. It's typical. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, if those two had not been mindless, I would have won this war so hard. Because all of his units are mindless, so my mind-affecting mages cannot target them, and they would automatically target the leaders then that are not mindless, and kill them or mind control them, and then when they are gone, the army would rout or die because they're undead. That would have been amazing. And that's what someone told me before the game, and I was like, yeah, so we're really good against Asphodel. And the first chance I got, I declared war on Asphodel, thinking that this is going to be so easy. We're just going to kill him, and it's going to be... we're just going to kill his mages.
I guess it's probably because of the mod then. The base game probably not mindless.
Yeah, probably not. So that backfired. But such is life. Let's go to the next turn. That was turn 55, I think. 56 coming in. Let me just check that we are on the correct turn. Indeed, yes. So, what do we have this turn? We complete Conjuration. I don't remember what we are going for in research at this point. I think I was aiming for... what are they called? Living Water. To now make even more water elementals. make use of my
that's not a bad idea.
water. But I also made a bad mistake here, thinking I thought that the living water, air, and fire and stuff were up in 6, so we were really close to reaching it. Then I realized, it's down in 7, and at this point in the game, I have almost no research, so it's going to take forever. And then I think I switched targets into Alteration 6. Let's see what's in the Alteration 6 that I want. Let's see if we can reverse engineer my thinking here. What am I going for, do you think, in Alteration 6?
Could be...
This is one of them. Purify water. Because it's water 2, which almost all of my mages can cast. It can only be cast underwater, but then this spell will destroy undeads pretty efficiently underwater. Area effect 6. That's definitely one of them. I think I also would I end up casting Battle Fortune at least later.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because in the base game this spell is not very good, but they have improved it in the mods, and I didn't notice that for a long time. In the base game, it's only effect it's only error effect 5 and with no plus, so it's more than twice as good.
Okay, well, it's really nice here for sure, especially in a communion with the plus on it. I see. Okay. Yeah, I think I end up casting it a bit later, and I mean, having lock on units is so good, especially lucky units with the regeneration, which all my stuff has. And I think I also end up casting Soul Vortex on some of my thugs later, which is really nice. So those were the spells. It doesn't seem like that pertinent. I'm not sure why I thought this was important. The next thing, the late game goal that I had was in Charm in 9. I kept delaying it and we never get there, which would be to get the... I don't even see what it is here. Huh. No. What am I going for in here? I think I was hoping to eventually cast Arcane Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a dream that never came true. Hey, a dream that never came true? My god is called Dreamer. Hey. Alright. So, here I'm even casting 2 Mind Hunts. Yay! Look at that! A hostile mate discovered 6 astral cord and severed it. Sick became feeble mind and will probably never fully recover. Sick. And Uduk. A hostile mate discovered Uduk's astral cord and severed it. So... we just lost. I mean, I have a way. I end up fixing them later. But basically, I just feeble-minded 2 of my commanders. For no reason at all. Uduk here and Sick. Because he had that stupid astral mage down here. Oh, well.
Yeah. in this mod, you can create items that can fix this problem.
Yeah,
much
exactly.
easier than you can in the base game.
We got some assassination attempts. Right, so now we're starting to see some of these diseased demons pop up everywhere, and here he's using one of them to assassinate just random commanders. Of course, the star chart doesn't matter, but this is really important. He's using a diseased demon with these 2 items that creates extra units in here. Pretty nasty little assassin. The real good thing about that, not that it's good, but if there's anything positive about it, is the fact that these guys are not mindless, and you can mind hunt assassins if you know where they are, and now we know that there is an assassin in here with these 2 items, so I'm gonna try to, I think, mind hunt in this province to kill him. And then, he assassinates over here, but this is where my god is, so that's not gonna end well for him, I think. Nope. And that's it. For those that don't know, in this game, you start before you even start a game, there's a character creation screen where you create a god, and you play this god, and the point is to ascend to godhood over the other, and become like the Pantocrator. And this is my design. It's a statue. But these gods that we then create always, well, they're not always super powerful. You can make a weak one, I suppose. Like if you make a little mage guy, a wizard. But this guy is pretty strong on his own.
That's actually what I do most of the time. Just use one of the wizard types.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that that's the meta is to go for these little rainbow guys that are really cheap, and then you can spend a lot of points elsewhere. But I can never resist the urge to make a huge monster god or like something cool. That's what I really love about this game is you can make these super units. And someday I'll try to make a better one, maybe. Here we have the army in Onfolia, rushing in, killing my PD. This is what we're up against, people. How am I gonna beat that? Stay tuned to find out. 504 units against my 19. Oh well. Deadlands. Here I think I come in. Right? Oh no, I poke. I poke just to see what he's doing. And he's moved in more units. Look at that. Even more units, I think. Yeah, 760. 2 massive armies currently sieging. And I don't even have 500 units. This is my biggest army currently. I have 91 units in here. That is my biggest army currently. 19, 9. I almost don't even have 100 units total. Is that really true? Holy shit. And yet, we are supposed to hold our ground against Asphodel. I'm basically playing Plants versus Zombies versus Eldritch Beings from Beyond. Eldritch Beings versus Plant Zombies. Whatever. Let's have a look at the Typhian Sea. Here we have one of these Carrion Lords coming in again. And there's nothing here to stop him. Technically, I mean, there's a chance that this guy with the... Every time that I watched one of these PD battles, I'm like, this Meteor Trident with 25... you know what? He's pierce resistant, isn't he? There's probably not even a chance that he actually kills him. Every time I watched him, I was like, oh, come on, go in, hit him, maybe, but never does it happen. So he raids yet another province. Then we see a battle between Nabar is attacking you, Chris. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
Oh, here is the Marid again. We have, here we see, now that we were just talking about my god, here is an example of another god. This is Amazing, the Solar Serpent, the god of Nabar. A fire mage level 6, which is, for those that don't know, fire 6 in any school is pretty high, right? 4 is basically where you're like a really good mage, and then anything beyond that is god level. So 6, a high fire mage. It's a massive snake. And then he's got these giant, what are they, Labaya? Ada General. So dudes, here's one of those seducers. No. This is just another mage. And on the other side, we see 3 brave little warriors holding their ground. Fair enough. Not really an interesting battle. But we get to see the god of Nabar and this Marid has once again appeared. We're ready to fight. And more on these guys later. Then Yus is attacking in the Lake of God against some independents. Not sure what's happening there.
Yeah, it was because they came in and took my...
And you have one of these sworn...
Yeah. And the good thing about this, look at the size.
Size 6?
It's size 6, so they can't be trampled.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. But they also cannot benefit from your... Oh, no, he is enlarged. Is he... he's 5?
They're they're normally size 5, but they're size 6 because I have my enlarged splash.
Is that why you're running with enlarged specifically?
No, the reason I'm running with enlarged is actually to spread out my main troops to get a broader front, and also because it gives more strength and hit points, and also to give more hit points to the commanders when using the socks. So that's and one more thing, the lands become length 4, so they can better repel with it. That's because when we go from size 3 to 4, which is the normal units I have, they are size 3, and when they're size 4, the lands become one extra length. When you, every giant from 4 to 6 have one more reach on their weapon, even crafted weapons.
Fair enough.
You see, Firebrand is normal length 1, and his length 2.
Okay.
So that gives that's good. So you can repel even guys with spears with the normal cavalry I have.
Dolphin says, Asphodel is a very strong nation with the right scales, have a reputation for weakness, but I think they were the first battle faction I actually won with. Okay. I mean, I also think that they are pretty, they're counterable, which is the problem with them, right? And I thought I was one of the counters until we learned that we were not. But they're definitely the big undead nations. They always have that weakness for like specific counters. Like I think actually stuff like this Sworn Knight here might, if you, of course not with this specific setup, but I'm sure you could design a thug, Chris, that could just to take out like any amount of Asphodel zombies, right?
Yeah, the problem is the sleep vines. They will fatigue my stuff out in the long run.
Right.
So, but you can counter it to some degree with high magic resistance and stuff, and just very high defense. But if they get surrounded by a lot of units with sleep lines, there are so many attacks that the harassment will bring them down anyway. And he also, the battle he won on his capital, he used a lot of guys that caused tangle vines. So he captured, he immobilized my troops and eventually killed them.
Okay.
But later in the game, I had other stuff I could do that I couldn't when I fought him. So I probably could have defeated him if I had fighting only him at this point in the game. But I'm not sure. Maybe.
She solos that entire army. This is the case in kind of my lobster army was the one I was fighting was way bigger than this, but regardless, you defeated without losses, which is the way you want to do things. Well done as always.
Exactly.
And we have been breached in Umpholia, right? And then we are under siege in the Untamed Sea. The entrance to fortification has been breached, so we are breached both in Deadlands and Umpholia here. And my summoning was 6 with this turn. So here is an example of my guy in here. He has then increased his summoning skill from 3 to 4. Every time he has a successful summoning, he goes up 1 level. And he successfully summoned an extra one of these things that should not be. I basically based my entire strategy around these units here. I'm not sure what you think of my bless and all this, but this is what I was going for, was to have, because they are sacred units, and they are, I mean, they are pretty cool. You gotta admit that. Like, this,
really, really strong,
Yeah. So I just went for a hyper bless for these guys, and they can, I mean, in the situations where I end up deploying them correctly, there's nothing that they cannot kill. I don't think I see them ever, but they are a little vulnerable. They have no defense on their own right. So when people hit them hard enough, they will go down. So, I mean,
yeah, but as long as you're fighting something that they can lifesteal from, they are very hard to kill. The problem is if they're fighting something that is lifeless, then they cannot drain any life, and they're not good.
But I think Asphodel's troops doesn't count as non-living technically, right?
I'm not quite sure. Some of them might, and some of them.
No, see, they aren't.
No, they
part undead demon.
They aren't lifeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they are undead. It matters if they are lifeless, and these are not lifeless.
Yeah.
Because they have the plants. Yeah. Some of his, like this marble lion, for example, would
yeah,
be
they are
lifeless.
inanimate here.
Inanimate, yeah. So you can't steal life from them, and also life drain do only, I think it's only 1/5 of normal damage against inanimate units.
Oh.
So he could also use elementals against them, because elementals are also inanimate.
All right, I didn't actually know that. I don't think he ever. I mean, he deploys these marble lions every once in a while, and I'm not sure if that's why or it's just to like fill in. They are just good units, so I mean, having protection, zero pierce resistant. I mean, they're just good units. I'm not sure if he specifically brought them. He brought 3 of them here, so I mean, that's not a big deal. And he's got some undead that he's mixing in. But in this war, my things that shouldn't be don't lack for anything. I don't think the big battle here that was in the YouTube series. I think we have some battles coming up where we will see the things that should not be in battle, and both in some positive and also some negative things. So there'll be more of that coming.
I remember spotting some big battles. I had scouts running around both in the water and on land to watch your battles with Asphodel. So I could be prepared if you started to lose too much. So, in that case, it was my plan to try to make peace with Nebar and then go for Asphodel, because if he had taken out you, he would have been close to winning.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, because I knew that no one was going to come to my aid, because it's everyone's best in everyone else's best interest that I just hold off Asphodel, and then I don't get anywhere, and Asphodel doesn't get anywhere, right? So no one was going to ever help me, and he wasn't going to ever be. Let's not spoil too much, but basically, I never really get. You end up helping me like a little bit under the table later. But other than that, there's no. I'm on my own against Asphodel, and I thought it was a really fun situation to sit in, even though I wasn't set up for winning anymore. I was just enjoying the fact that being on the defensive like this and not being in the race for winning anymore was really, really relaxing. I didn't have to like be the best anymore. I just needed to do some cool things. I got to really experiment with beating Asphodel and all the different things that I could do to fight and hold Asphodel back. And I think I learned a lot, at least, about Relay and Asphodel doing that. So I enjoyed it. All things considered. Oh, we can't really see the rest of the board anymore, but this war with you and Nebar isn't really going anywhere. You were fighting over the throne and Arcosafal. There's a lot of strategic points over here that you guys are fighting over, right?
Yeah, and it was back and forth a lot. A lot. This was, I'm mostly the attacker, but I can't really push him much back. So, yeah.
Now, I don't know how much you scouted, but he was massive, and no one attacked him for a long, long time. So he was sitting up there making so much money. When I could see his his stuff.
Yeah, and so much research because
research.
Yeah.
But he never really used it for anything, except when he started fighting you, and then he actually ended up throwing it. We'll see some of that, but he ends up throwing it a lot of it away in the war against you, and not really capitalizing on the powerful position that he had, which is sad. Because he had I think he was set up to win the game, but then, and then fighting you, of course, he ended up suffering a lot. Because you did really well.
Yeah, it was interesting because normally when you're so behind in research, you cannot take on another strong player that's a lot better in research. But I could because of my bless and because of the way years works.
Yeah. Yeah, your thugs, and I mean, just the basic blessed troops you have are just, they're insane. And then, yeah. You also use some really nice strategy. I think he made some mistakes that he lamented a bit in the chat with me. But such is life. Dominus is a difficult game to get everything right, and especially because everyone's doing it to each other, and there's a lot of ways to counter and counter and stuff like that, and I think you can't react. Once you send out your units, you hope you've done right by them, but you can't, like, in the battle say, oh, he's using this spell right now, so then I should do this spell to counter. It's too late at that point, right? You've already made your script. So, yeah. Fire and forget. Mind Hunt. We've Mind Hunt a guy this turn. We're in turn 57 now. But he managed to resist the spell. Now we're attacking up here where he does not have a... Spoiler alert. Oopsie. But he didn't have an Astral Mage in that province, so I was trying to... this is where I was hoping to either hit something important or at least his assassin there that we saw earlier. Alright. Orchard was the victim of an assassination attempt. Alright. The same province with the same result. There's one of these little star children in here, and that assassin will move in and murder them. Alright. Let's do... Now I already spoiled it a little bit. Let's look at the battle for that fort. Because, of course, I didn't attack him outside the fort, and then he moves in to attack inside it. That's a non-folia. But I had made a counter move in here. I sent in my god. I don't remember the script, but here we go. This big army. Who's your money on here, Chris? I don't know if you remember what happens here.
Probably your god, because he is very hard to kill and can probably, if not win, then time out the battle. And since you're the defender, he will be the one to. So here to lose in the end.
I cast this spell here that I was talking about earlier, the Power of the Void, which makes him stronger in 2 extra in everything, and he gets +4 to everything. Protection is the most important one, magic resistance also, all kinds of good stuff, and it will start spawning demons around them. This is how you would want to use that kind of thing. See here, it already spawned the Sword Torn, and they're going to try to attack him, but he's going to be surrounded quite quickly. So we did that, and then let's see if we can catch what else we are casting. We cast... My guys here in the back are casting Communion Slave. Not sure. Yeah, so then I cast Communion Master. Probably not necessary, honestly. But I had these little commandos in here that wasn't doing anything anyway, so... Then Howl. Howl being a spell that summons wolves to the field, and they spawn forever. And they're not very strong, but, I mean, infinite wolves will eventually win, of course. So here they come in from all sides. What else? Then what? Solar Brilliance? Solar Brilliance, a spell that I will never really truly understand, or it seems, I mean, there's nothing to miss here, but it doesn't really do as much as I hope. It never really does. All undead units take 5 AP damage. ECMR negates. Okay, maybe this is what I'm missing. It's very easy to negate it. And 5 chance of being blinded.
His units actually truly undead?
Oh shit, you're right. They might not be affected by it. That may be why I had such bad results with it. Are they not? I mean, hold on. It says here that they are part undead and demon. This creature is connected to the underworld or has some demonic ancestry, but isn't a true demon or undead. It can only be led by commanders with undead leadership, but it cannot be banished or is not affected by demon or undead slaying spells, since it is a creature of this world. Yep. No way. Haha, so that's a complete waste then. Okay. I didn't know. I did not know. Alright. And then the Ravenous Swarm, which is another spell that kills undead. Aha. Well, I again learned something about dominions that I didn't know, which is always nice. So Solar Brilliance and Ravenous Swarm both doing... he has a little bit of undead here and there mixed in, but it's of course not going to do what I wanted it to do. Well, that's just silly. Regardless, in here comes... So, I have what? Protection 27 on Dreamer here, and he's pierce resistant, which means that all piercing weapons will only do half damage. These Black Centaur, though, they are really, really strong. This guy is not blessed. I think he also, his script here was very lazy, or aggressive, or whatever you want to call it. He wanted to just get in and kill my mages, and he didn't. I think he knew that there was nothing in here, but then of course I teleport in the Dreamer here. So he's just running in, trying to kill stuff as quickly as possible and not blessing his units. His blessed centaurs can hurt my god. The unblessed ones cannot. I don't think they can... Oh, here's the 2 damage. And we have, what, 286 health. So they run away. Here's some undead that are being affected by those spells, which is nice, I suppose.
Yeah.
But basically, we end up holding this fort. With my god. I don't think he can heal in any way. Not with the spells that I currently have enabled. So, this is part of the reason why I wanted...
He is inanimate as a statue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't regenerate. But you can lifesteal as an inanimate. So if you had hands and you gave him a lifesteal weapon, he can actually lifesteal.
And that's why we're going to Alteration 6, is to get that soul... the area spell that he can cast on himself. Soul Vortex, exactly. Because that one lifesteals, and it will allow him to heal. He has infinite units because he's spamming skeletons back here. Oh, and those skeletons at least will be hit by my spells, if nothing else. But we also have these demons appearing because of my Power of the Void, and they actually end up coming in and just, every time they spawn, they kill something and then they die because they get surrounded. But they're not hurting me, they're hurting him. And this is how I wanted to use that thing. This is a big risk, because I don't have a lot of priests, and if I lose my guard, I don't really have a lot of good ways to defend against him. But this totally works. He runs away. And in the end... Now he's summoning some units and stuff. Point being, we actually ended up defending against one of these fortress invasions. I had a choice between going to Ampholia or Deadlands. Deadlands was a more important province, but I decided that my god would not have been able to beat this army. for various reasons. One of them being that he has flyers that will fly to the back line pretty quickly, and I was worried that that would interrupt some of his early spellcasting. Maybe I shouldn't have been so scared. But he's basically doing the same thing in here. Yeah, maybe I could have. Because he's running in with his troops without blessing them, right?
These big mummies, maybe they could have damaged you.
No, not really.
Nah, not really.
Nah. They're like disease spreaders, and that's kind of their thing. They have a ton of hit points, they're a little bit tanky. And then they have the attack is bad. So it's more for the disease carrying thing. And then, of course, they're not, they don't have any upkeep, right? So, I mean, that's nice. And he's getting them for free. What I found pretty interesting about it is that, he ends up deceasing a ton of his own Black Centaurs here. Not only here, but in many of the other battles that are up against him. And I think these Divine Mummies, they never really do anything to me. And I think in the end, he just killed so many of his own Black Centaurs by sending those with his armies. And deceasing his own troops. Which is kind of sad. I don't think he had to send them. And here we ended up defeating him.
No.
Killed 4 carrying centaurs. The panic apostates end up running away, but we killed basically everything else. I think some of the Black Centaurs, they run away. The living units. In Deadlands, though, we didn't really have anything, so Deadlands falls. And we lose the other throne. I was kind of sad that he attacked both provinces in the exact same turn, because I would have liked to teleport my pretender in and try to do the same here. Right. But defending one of them is nice. So we ended up stack wiping another army. Oh, I can't see his army size scale anymore. Oh well, our graph. But basically, my pretender is pretty good at fighting Asphodel with that in mind. I don't know why I put so many gems on him here. It's kind of interesting. Where is he teleporting? He's teleporting to Mammoth Grove. Again, down here. Ah, and yeah. So from Opholia, he goes to Mammoth Grove back where he was before. I need to come back in here before he destroys the laboratory. And so we're teleporting back in here where he has this little army. Definitely not a problem for me to destroy this with my pretender. And I'm also thinking that maybe he goes from Deadlands to Mammoth Grove to then move into Old Flood and take that out. And if he moves that army over and I can kill them in here, that would be great. Let's check my scripting for him. Power of the Void, Howl, Solar Brilliance, the Ravenous One. Genius, if you were fighting undead. Well... Dominions is one of those games that I call a learning game. Every time you play it, you learn something new, and then you try to apply that next time you play. I don't know if you still feel that way when you've played as much as you have.
I do.
Yeah.
Especially in this game where we're using this Dominions Hands mod, which adds so much to the game. It's like I think it adds almost more to the game that's already in it.
Yeah.
But even in normal playing games, I still learn new stuff every time I play.
Yeah. Who's casting Divine Blessing here? He is. Are they priest level 3 as a base? Jesus. But, well, again, killing these guys when we do is a massive advantage for us, or like a big swing. Getting rid of these guys. That doesn't happen here, of course, but we've already killed 2. More to come. Here we have, me poking with a scout. Nothing important. Hexwoods. This is a battle between you and Nabar. Here is one of Nabar's Morgan princesses. And, oh! This is the exact same... Yeah, this is Tia that we saw earlier. Alright, so if I had paid attention during the game, I would have realized that he's using seducers. This is kind of funny. This is the big lady we saw from you. Such a good unit here.
Yeah, that was not funny to lose her, but yeah.
Oh my lord. Wow. How does he... Because of the dark skies, he was able to do it then? Must have been... Yeah. Oh, but okay, she's dead. Huh. This is then the pride of... Yes. Let's see how...
Oh, yeah, that's what was back when we still had my big army.
Spoilers. Yeah. Okay. Did she die already, or did she run away?
Yeah, she was. I think she was.
And she was killed.
She was killed by the cells. They do lightning damage.
Yeah.
And I don't think she had any.
All right.
Any shock resistance. So.
Boom, boom, and dead. We have got another battle between the two of you. You know what? You comment on this one, and I will go and grab a knife from my kitchen real quick. I don't know if nothing interesting is happening here.
Yes.
Let me find a good one for
you. Power defense. Yeah, he's raiding me there with a cheap stock.
What is happening here? Our forces were beaten by the defending forces of Asphodel in Deadlands. Why did I move in here? Is this not? Oh, this must have been in case he moved away. I'm not sure what I'm thinking here. Ah. No, let me check. What is happening here? Why am I doing this? Ah, this is gem burning.
No,
no? I think this is gem.
I think you have some troops inside the fortress.
Ah,
you
right.
Out.
Right. That's what's happening. Yeah.
And then
Then they retreat and try to get somewhere else. Hopefully getting away. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, they were just set to retreat, and at least some of them got away. That's fair. Lots of battles. Let me see if we can find one that's interesting. Here's one from Cetis. Oh. Taking another fort.
Yeah. Another empty fort.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever had dealings with Cetis. He was the player farthest away from me. He lives over...
I did. He wanted some of the provinces back from Autophalia that he had lost to him earlier. So I agreed to that. These 3 provinces actually, and the throne.
Okay.
Yeah. And he also promised me that he would help me against Nabar, but I don't think he really did much at all.
No. It's kind of interesting. I was I was doing my own thing, and I ended up taking Jotunheim after you had weakened him. I ended up sniping Jotunheim, which I was really happy about. After that, I felt really confident, and we've talked about how I thought I was countering Asphodel, and he had almost wiped out Cetis at that point. He was really, really maybe 2 or 3 turns away from just finally doing the death blow on Cetis. And so Cetis was begging me for help against Asphodel. And that's why I declared on him. All these factors taken into account. I'm like, okay, then I backstab Asphodel, and then we can double team him. And then immediately after, Asphodel pieced out with Cetis and then went full ham on me, and I never ever had any help from Cetis from that point on. So I saved his butt, and he ended up actually being pretty strong towards the end of the game. Cetis is a pretty good late game nation, and I don't think he ever ended up in a war with anyone from that point on. He just did his own little thing. He took those. I thought maybe he was fighting you at this point, but as you say, you just traded some provinces to him, and then that's it. And I think he was building up, but nothing ever really happened. And So he was technically
But
my ally?
At least he was technically my ally too. But yeah, I think he took a few provinces from Navarre, but I'm not sure if it was an agreement or something, because I never saw any serious fighting between them.
Oh well.
So he probably just took back some provinces that Navarre has taken from him or something. I don't know.
An unexpected event has occurred in Lake Vastness. The Council of Three has decided to work with you. The ancient Starspawns have allowed some of their enslaved Atlanteans to join your armies. They also gave you a strange artifact, Enchanted Helmet gained. Enchanted Helmet. Okay, whatever.
Not exactly.
but then they give you some troops. Oh yeah, hell yeah. This is the troops that they gave me, Chris. Oh, now we will surely win. They spawned up in this Lake Vastness here, and I end up having to move some commanders up here to try to grab them and move them elsewhere, because they're sitting here costing me upkeep, and I wanted to figure out a way to get them killed, because they're so useless. I mean, they don't cost all that much, but when you have about 60 of them, they end up adding up to your upkeep, and I don't have a lot of income at this point, so I needed to get them killed. Oh man. Of all the positive events I could get, that was probably one of the worst. Oh well.
It's actually funny, I had really good income in this game, because I was losing troops and commanders all the time to Navarre, and I had all these provinces, so I never had much upkeep. Also because almost all my troops are sacred, so only cost half upkeep. So
I actually think before I had that big battle in Deadlands, not this one here, but like way back, we can see this battle here. Back then, I'm pretty sure because I over recruited on these Starspawn, which are really, really cool, but also insanely expensive. And I think I over recruited to them to the point where I couldn't actually buy anything anymore. I had such high upkeep that I almost had higher upkeep than I had income at that point. So after losing that battle, that cleared up my income a little bit again, and I could start recruiting new units. But I screwed up my balance early on. All right. Oh, and I had lost my prophet, but at this point I can now appoint a new prophet among your followers. And who do we pick? I am making Maneater the Kraken my prophet. Of course. Okay.
It's too bad that these small Krakens don't have 4 arms like the big Kraken god you can make.
Oh, all right, yeah.
They have 4 arm slots.
Oh, nice. I didn't actually know. Yeah. I mean, there's some... Yeah. Of course, it's fun. I did it because it's fun, and I had lost. So first of all, my Man-Eater is just fun, and then a Kraken as my prophet. I thought it was a glorious idea. But there's some issues with it. First of all, I mean, I liked making a really expensive unit my prophet, because then his upkeep goes to 0, and he was already 0, so didn't gain anything in that regard. And he's aquatic, so he can never leave the sea. And this is something that I didn't think through. I think maybe I never really thought I would be able to leave the sea, and this way I can at least use him underwater. But I end up having to wanting to claim a throne later, and then my prophet can't leave the sea. Whoops! Not the best idea ever.
You could make an amulet of the fish for him, then he can go on land.
But I can't.
Because you don't have air, and I think it's air water you need.
Exactly, I have 0 air mages. I had one earlier, but like the Keejchen signature move is to throw away your important units, and I think I did that earlier in that battle here, which I thought I was going to win for those that haven't seen it, you can go and check it out on the YouTubes. It's there, and it's a good battle. And I think I did well, but I did not really have enough to overwhelm him. I end up actually, I think I win that battle by a bit of a fluke in the game mechanics. Anything else to talk about in this turn? I don't think so. We're in 57. We've got a lot to move through, so let's advance into 58.
About the amulet of the fish, you could just ask me to make one, because I could easily have made one.
Yeah. I mean, it was only for this Prophet Kraken, and at this point in the game, I didn't even realize that it would be needed, so... yeah. Hadad, the Lizard King, has claimed the Throne of Death. That would be the one... we can't see anymore, but... yeah, this one here. Trouble Block, probably, right? Yeah, the Throne of Death. So he claims that one. We cast Teleport and go down here. Oh, spoilers. There's a battle here. So my god came in, and indeed he had his little army here, his little raiding force that was probably set to leave. Not a really interesting battle now that we saw him destroy a much bigger army before. The wolves alone apparently manages to just defeat him here. That's kind of cool. That means that the demons will be spawning back here. Because he's got that power of the void thing. Oh, but he kills them as they come in, huh? Okay.
It's funny that your own spell is killing your own undead.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That's what just happened. I see this Ravenous Swarm. It's actually doing a lot of damage there. I see. I've had some really mixed results with that. And I was really disappointed in this game. But then, as you just taught me, that's because his units weren't actually undead. But clearly it does a ton of damage here, so... huh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's hard to kill a big army with it, but it does a good amount of damage, so it's good for killing strong undead. That you normally can't kill easily.
We end up clearing another 100 units from Asphodel here with that little teleport, something I'm very satisfied with. That's really the name of the game for me, is just wiping as many of these stacks that he's using to invade me with. This one here is going to be a little bit more problematic, as we will see later. That was the battle in Mammoth Grove. Then we got a proclamation from the relay. Man-Eater of the Kraken shall hereby be known as the Prophet of Dreamer. Heck yeah. We got a battle between you and Axfall in Mark. Oh. This is not the one. But here is the invasion force that you are sending to take out Arcosophal's last bastion of defense, right? I'm pretty sure this is his last fort that you are attacking into here. So
it is.
The defense outside is not problematic. And I believe next turn we will see the result. No spoilers. That's the one that you definitely need to comment on when we see it. But we'll leave it for now. Then there's a battle in Black Waters here. The only one I am attacking with, so I'm not sure what I'm doing here. He left it. Okay, so he raided here and left. And then I'm being attacked by Asphodel in Boat Eater first. This is where the big army is coming in. This is, of course, I had thought that maybe he would send his troops down here. I had not thought that he would send his Black Centaurs underwater. This is a pretty risky move for him. He is using a commander in here with the Sea King's Goblet, allowing an amount of units to breathe underwater as long as they are under his command. The thing is, if this commander dies, then everything that he's using or protecting from drowning with that spell or that item will drown along with him or die along with him, right?
Maybe not. If he's lucky, another commander would pick up the the goblet and die.
But no, because then
it's only after.
It's only units
only
that
after
are
battle.
But all the units under his command, they need the units need to be assigned to the commander that is carrying the goblet.
Oh yeah.
When he dies,
yes,
they
you're
get
right
unassigned.
about that.
Yeah, so
you're right. Yes.
someone else will be holding a goblet, and
yeah.
You see what I'm going at. All right. So, I mean, that's not that easy.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
He's standing in here. And he still has that astromage in the province, in the same army, so that I can't mind hunt. Regardless, it is a weak link in that army, right? And I don't think it actually backfires. I mean, that doesn't happen, but it is a risk. And again, we see all these Black Centaurs here. Half of them at this point are deceased just from running around with these two divine mummies. He's being, I think, really reckless with them. And every time we see one of these battles, they end up deceasing more of them. And these are the best units that he has available. Like, they are so freaking good. And I was so scared of them. Even underwater, where they get some penalties, right? Yeah. Underwater -3. Underwater -3.
-3 attack and defense.
Yeah. Core amphibian, half speed.
And half speed, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're pretty fast, so then.
Still pretty damn good units, right? And he's not blessing them. Oh, now they're blessed. Okay. Some of them are still not blessed. Didn't we just decide that these are... Oh, these are not Carrion Lords. All right. But of course, he should have we saw earlier, he has access to a lot of level 3 priests. He should have had one with each army to do the divine blessing and bless these guys. Because not having them blessed is definitely a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his bless is not as good as mine, but it's still pretty good, so he should be using it.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is that he's overconfident. He's looking at these, like, he's playing a numbers game, right? He says, I have 600 units in this army, and Relay doesn't even have 100 units in his entire realm, so surely nothing can stop my armies. And honestly, it's exactly this mentality that I use against him, and then end up beating all of his little units with, right? Because he's not taking the appropriate measures to make sure that they are well protected. Here what was that? That is Laria, a random disease demon, is just raiding here against, I think it was just one PD. And this is an example of these basic illithid lords that we get in this realm. They are actually pretty decent units, and this meteorite trident that they hit with, they can kick some serious butt. And this is not the only time throughout this playthrough where they end up just winning a battle for me like that. But, all right. And then every time...
It's also a bad scripting from his side, because he shouldn't attack with it immediately. He shouldn't let the water elemental do the work.
Yeah. And I have a thing that every time my PD wins a battle for me, I always go in and give them a little, an extra tick, just because. Like, as a reward.
Actually, in this case, it might be better to have a very low PD count, because if you have too many troops that are getting killed, then the commander will just run instead of fighting.
That's actually a fair point. And yeah, I mean, I didn't expect this PD to be able to do anything. Not even, I mean, what? Like you said, some poor scripting from Asphodel here, a little bit overconfident again. He ends up throwing away the deceased demon and the bottle of living water that was on him, right? So, worth 10 gems here. So, another little, just small victories for me where I end up taking some resources from him that could have helped him in the long run. Lovely. Old Flood. The Carrion Lord shows up again here. And this, I think I predicted this move. So here he comes in with his Carrion Lord here. who has all kinds of really good equipment. And I have set up some mages in here, casting water elemental. And what I do with them, I think I do it here as well. Maybe I'm not doing it right now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, I set my water mages to run away. I don't want to lose these guys. They come in, they cast the water elementals, and then I just keep like one other magical commander in the fight to make sure that the water elementals get the thing. What happened here? He didn't even get hit by the water elementals. Hold on.
I think the troops killed him.
No. I mean, they can't.
He has a poor armor on, so he doesn't have that much
Protection 11.
protection or defense. So why?
Oh, he's not doing Soul Vortex either. Okay. Does he lose them to just basic unit? No. Oh no, they're totally hurting him. Wow. So another scripting mistake from Asphodel here. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we would have won this with the water elementals, but he lost it to slave troopers. That was bad. I mean, the Soul Vortex, I think, would have been enough. Because then he would have healed and dealt them to them, and the water elementals would then have killed him. Huh. Yeah, I was so proud of my counter, and then it turns out it wasn't even necessary. It was the PD that killed him. God damn it. Yeah. But we end up picking up
it's
some...
basically a waste of water gem.
Yeah.
Of water gem.
Oh well. Oh, the PD has a star spawn in it? Oh, freaking hell yeah. Yeah, I think I realized that at some point. If I put it up to 20, we end up getting one of these star spawn as a defender, and this is a priest level 2. So that's really nice. I mean, it doesn't work against a proper army, but clearly it works against the Carrion Lord. So, can't complain. That was all flawed. Another Carrion Lord over here. And, oh, so this is where I got those free slave troopers. So here they get to do something. But, I mean, surely that doesn't work twice.
This one is also better equipped.
Yeah. Oh, they run away. Okay. They're hurting him quite a bit.
It's pretty close.
31. Yeah, but he routed the troops. Does he have fear aura? Oh, he does. He has fear 7. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, another... I mean, this was very common early on in the raiding forces from these Carrion Lords. They get hurt, and then they win. In many of the cases. This was very common. Like, they're not immune to damage. But they did some... I don't know why he's not casting Soul Vortex. Maybe... Is that a Death 3 thing?
Yeah, yes, it is. So he needs to use a Death Gem for casting it.
Ah, that's how he did it. Makes sense. So then when he's out of Death Gems, he can't do it anymore. Okay, I thought they could do it as a base. Okay. So that one gets to go away. But we killed another Carrion Lord, and I don't know the rate at which he spawns this. I'm pretty sure he gets them for free as a spawn.
No, I actually think he summoned them with nature gems.
Okay, fair enough. So then even better if he has to pay for them. And every time I kill one is definitely a victory, especially because they have all these, like, not only does he pay those nature gems then, but he also loses, 5, 10, 20, and this is mine. This is, but I don't know if you know, but, when just before I took out Jotunheim, he sent a death basket. He must have sent a death basket to Asphodel, and that would have included the precious, because this one was originally mine. The one ring that went I had it. Then Jotunheim got it from me, and then he gave it to Asphodel, and now it's back in my possession. So just like the one ring, it's traveling around quite a bit between hands. Alright, Old Flood gets a bunch of unrest. Too bad. Mammoth Grove. Anything else here? Oh. Starchild has foreseen a major event that will occur in 6 months. This is what was foreseen. A strange, dark rent. I don't know what a rent has appeared in the sky. Hope, wonder, and magic drains away through it. Okay, this is what was foreseen. Okay. And I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't know what to do with it, so it doesn't really help me. But whatever.
No, I wouldn't have known either.
And that is kind of interesting because this is from you? I think I moved the thing. I have this one here. The Bowl of Prophecy. Researched plus 25, which is why I make it, but it also gives the holder Fortune Teller 25, which is really cool. And I rushed this one. It's a unique item that's from the mod. Only one can create it, and it's not that hard to make. Here, Greater Magic item. And it's a pretty cool one.
Yeah. Yes.
So that was my first, I think, research target was to get to this level to make this one and various other things. We got another successful summoning. 2 Formless Spawns. Really cool units here. Formless Spawns, also sacred. Come with base regeneration and good attacks, stuff like that. Yeah. Nice units. We get 2 of them, making him a summoning. Oh, he didn't increase in summoning skill for that. Okay, I thought it was guaranteed. Apparently not. Anything else? And the siege in Umfolia is still technically ongoing, but there's nothing here. A single Sagittarian carcass is sitting out here. Alright. I think that's it for this turn, more or less. Got some army movements.
Yeah.
Casting Twice-Born in here, right? Oh, yeah, I don't know if we've... Here. A very deadly disease is spreading in Relay. And this has occurred, I think... I don't know if this is the first time or... it has happened a few times. At some point I realized that, he is using some sort of assassin to spread diseases in my cities. That's definitely what he's trying to do, to just disease kill my good mages in here. And we make some counter moves against that later. But here I'm twice spawning a star spawn just because, well, then it's gonna die, but then I get it back. And that's fine. Nothing else in there. Still site searching with spells here. Oh, we're casting Teleport into Relay. Okay. Oh, I think we've got a thing coming up next turn then, because I'm sending him home because there's a global spell that I want to cast and I cannot cast it above water. So we need to get him underwater and I'm sending him therefore into Relay. Should be cool. Alright. Let's see here. We're not moving through these turns as fast as I would have liked. Hold on. We are in 59, halfway. Okay. I got about an hour left. I don't know how long you had planned to stay, Mr. Chris.
I think I can stay an hour or two.
Okay. We'll take a 2-minute break here because I need to pee real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
And return. I brought a knife. For the pizza. We are in turn 59 here, yes. Alright, let's have a look at what is going on in this turn. Alteration is now level 6. And then we are going for Conjuration level 7. And I think that's only with that living water thing in mind. Living water here. And I don't know that there's anything else here. Nah. But that's also a really good spell. Having some of my bigger water mages summon tons of water elementals. Should be good.
Yeah. Sometimes it's actually not better than the normal water elemental spells because you only get size 4 elementals from it. And sometimes size 6 are better for the job.
Absolutely. I agree. I think there's some situations, especially in the larger battles, I would imagine that having more units is better.
Yeah, and you can get them out much faster. I mean, it's also more expensive, take more fatigue, but you can get a lot of water elementals.
Yeah, and with the communions that I can make some really how high-powered mages, and then I get a ton of water elementals out of it. I don't remember if I actually ever end up doing it in this game, but maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but it's typical what water nations do to defeat especially land nation or the water nations underwater. It's just making crap ton
this is actually this game was the first time I've ever played an underwater nation. So I didn't really have a lot of experience with it.
Yeah. I have only played once before this. Back in Dominion 4, I played Oceania once.
Okay.
And I never had many underwater battles because most of the fighting was on land. So
yeah.
But I've seen enough games on YouTube and so to know how to do it. So.
Okay, fair enough. No new magic sites here.
Also, I have sometimes invaded water nation with land nation, so I fought underwater that way.
Well, you learn as much from that.
With Formoria in the early age, with some help from Agatha, but it was mostly me doing it.
Yeah, I played Agatha, right, and then they technically can go underwater at least.
Yeah, especially early as Agatha can go underwater a bit.
Now I'm expanding. I'm expanding my use of water elementals, and I'm now using it to raid here.
Yeah.
I believe this guy is also deceased or something like that, or he's mute. Yeah, so he was like not that important. So he can be used as a little raiding guy. In the Whirling Sea, I'm being attacked by Asphodel. Here he comes in. This is where I have built a new fort, and here's his big army. We have placed a unit outside. Why is he here? Let me try to see if I can explain. He's just got a random set of items on him. I think we are trying to gem burn here. Yeah, here's another. So I had to. I don't know how much you know about gem burning, but let me surmise what I have discovered in my research. To gem burn, you need to and by gem burning, let's start there. To gem burn is to put something on the field that makes the opponent side of the field triggers their mages and makes them spend their gems, right, to do various spells that they may have scripted. If you the AI will analyze both sides of the board and decide whether or not to use gems in a battle, so that if you just send one little unit, they don't use all the precious resources on that stupid little unit that doesn't matter. which means that there is a limit that you need to reach in order to activate your opponent's gems. And so I scoured the forums to figure out how to do that, and the result was that you need to have either a commander with 4 items on him, or a mage with a total of 4 magic paths, this guy having 6, and I think it was, I don't remember, like 5 or 4 gems or something like that. And so people were really unsure of it, and there was like a lot of different posts using different the numbers and values. So I'm overshooting it a bit and having a guy with 6 magic paths and 10 gems, and I have a guy with 6 items. And that should be enough then to gem burn. And that's sort of what we're doing. And they're here to this guy doesn't even have spell, he's feeble-minded, so he just runs away. He's here, he has activated what he needed to do with the items, and then he runs away. This guy can do, I think he casts like 1 spell, Soul Slay, just to kill something with a spell, and then he also runs away. That's all that this battle is for. And I think what we're seeing here is that he actually scripted with that in mind, because I did it to him earlier. And so he's not burning his gems. But that's also dangerous, because if I had then deployed a proper army, then... Oh no, see, they are burning gems. Yeah, they're using their gems.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So it totally worked. Yeah.
Actually, about gem burning, pretty recently they made some changes to the AI about that, so it's become much harder to do than it used to be. Especially the trick with putting magic items on a random commander, it doesn't work anymore. I experienced that in my most recent game where people tried to gem burn and it didn't work because it's more difficult now. I don't think anybody knows exactly what you need to do anymore. Maybe somebody have figured it out again. I don't know, but
Yeah.
And it also has something to do with the size of the army you try to gem burn from.
Yeah.
So it's a very big army. It's harder than if it's a small army.
And I think having it being a hidden stat is probably the best.
Yes.
Because if everyone knew exactly how much you needed to gem burn, then everyone would be doing exactly that, and then it's.
Yeah.
I had some trouble with it because I was wondering if people felt like it was actually cheating. I have seen people who in the big Lattice game that I played, some people were like literally not yelling at each other, but using capital letters describing each other and using bad names against each other, just for the fact that they used gem burning against each other, because they didn't think that was okay, and they felt like that was cheating. And so,
I honestly don't like to do it, but I will do it if I need to. But yes, I wish you couldn't do it, but of course you can, because they cannot make the game, so you can't do it. So yeah, I don't know what I think about it.
But if you think about it in a different way, like when you fight a war in real life, there's something called Scorched Earth, and you can have defense in death and stuff like that. And it's kind of the same thing. You try to exhaust your opponent's resources. But the problem here is that we are abusing the fact that you are in Dominions 5. We are not playing against humans only. You are playing against a symbiotic relationship between a human planning out and telling an AI what to do, and then the AI is the one that you are actually fighting with your own little AI that you have also scripted, right? And so you can abuse this AI intelligence to make bad decisions.
Exactly. I wish if they make a Dominions 6, which they probably will at some time, that they could add in something that you could tell your mates to have a priority. Always use gems only use gems if something like that. So you could actually make it a bit easier to control when they use gems and when they don't. And also maybe make it so because you have these temporary gems you get from some items and you always want to use them, because why not use them?
Yeah.
And the AI doesn't distinguish between those and the real gems, and I think it should.
Yeah, I agree. What about this one here? Conservative magic gem usage. When this option is set, no unscripted spell casting spells will be cast. The mage will also use fewer or no gems in order to reduce the fatigue from spells. You're saying that that's not enough. I think I agree.
No, because it's nice, and it means that they only will use the gems you want them to use, or have given them the scripted gems. But no, I would like something more than that.
I agree. More control is better. So I totally agree, and it's probably not coming in this iteration.
Would like to have maybe like instead you can trip 5 spells now. Maybe it was 8 or something like that. Because I think very often you have a problem with getting all the spells off you want, because sometimes you just have to hope that the AI will cast them.
Yeah, I agree. It is an interesting system at the very least. This is the Thug rating you.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting little guy. Double Mace of Eruption.
I mean, why put a mask of vampire on a sock that's not better than this? I don't understand it.
Well, beats
because
me.
If you run into one of my princesses, he won't survive.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where was this? In here. All right. Yeah, that does seem like a little bit of a risky move. I agree. It's a good thug, but it's also a really good thug that is really rough to lose if you just because you meet something that's bigger and better, and and that'll happen all the time in Dominions. So yeah. All right. And I get Boat Eater for free here. So now I have the next big thing. I would rather not lose the Whirling Sea down here, right? And this is really interesting, this position here. We see more, 1, 2, 3, 4, three more armies moving in, closing in on this one to reinforce. So there's also a question of time. Eventually, more units will just arrive here, and it'll grow too big for me to ever be able to handle it. At the same time, it can also move to relay in one turn and jump back and forth here, or he can attack into the fort. It's kind of a really difficult position to be in for me here. Also really interesting, at least. Yeah. Inside, don't have a lot of stuff, but holding in the gate with things that should not be underwater, we can probably guess that we will be able to kill a ton of units, and I have mage superiority, right? He has 5 carrion centaurs, 4 panic apostates. They are good mages, but I have a significant dominance in spell support, and that's really what I need to win. We can try to look at some of my scripting for in case he comes in, and maybe you will tell me that I'm foolish some places. And definitely this Divine Wrath, which this is, I think, the first time I've ever used Divine Wrath. We're making a community master out of a priest here. This thing.
It's pretty good. Maybe not so much against his troops. I don't know, because it's mostly it's best against secret troops.
Yes.
It's
Around 10% of
course,
units
he does
and
it
all
up.
enemy secrets. Right. He does have an amount of secrets. He's got 38 Black Centaurs and 9 Pegasus Riders, plus the Panic. Oh, no, they're not. But these guys are secrets.
Yeah.
So I think there's enough that it's pertinent, but there's some issues with Divine Wrath, and that is that the first sentence here, around 10% of units in general, and then all enemy secrets. So around 10% of units in general means that my units are also being hit. And this includes my mages, and we don't see this turn, but definitely I recall in some scenarios I end up.
Do you have anyone casting anti-magic?
I believe so. Should anyway.
Because it's an magic resistance check, so some anti-magic helps a lot against it.
I mean, I can't believe that I'm not doing it, so I should do it somewhere. Surely I am casting anti-magic. At least, I usually do. It does seem like it's actually missing from here. Hold on. I was pressing T. We might have to press Y. That did not help. Huh. Oh, because that's outside the siege. No. No, I don't. I think it looks like I'm missing it here, but I usually script that in, yeah. Anti-magic, especially in this nation here. It's easy to do. But we got a lot of others. Light of the Northern Star again. I don't think that actually works on the water. No, it can't be cast on the water. Alright. But again, that doesn't really do anything. Not that I knew at this point, but... Am I not doing anti-magic? God damn it. No, but Relief, Mass Regeneration, Serpent's Blessing, Divine Wrath, Fanaticism, Friendly Currents.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It doesn't do all that much. It makes people less exhausted by fighting, and I don't know what that means, but that sounds good.
It actually gives some reinvigoration, I think, to your troops.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is actually now, but it does actually make a difference in big fights, especially if they go for a long time.
I think that's all the big ones.
But again, I don't. But most of his troops are semi-undead, so they don't get fatigued for fighting anyway. So more keep your own troops going. I think many of your troops are also not really bothered by fatigue. So
yeah,
maybe not in this fight.
If he attacked in right now, I'm not so sure I would win.
No.
With what is here. I think this is not everything that is in here. We are also sending in, these guys are sneaking in. Here's something I guess I didn't really think about. When they're sneaking in, they won't be participating in the battle, right? So that doesn't really help.
No.
Yeah. And we've got another guy moving out. I think he's coming from Relay over here again to Gemburn. I know we already gem burned, and I think we got almost all of them, but since more people are moving in all the time, I need to continually keep gem burning and see if I can... Yeah, every time he has... basically every turn I try to gem burn on this army here. In the capital, something's going on down in the deep. Dreamer is casting a spell. The stars are right. Which You know what that does. Stars are right. Summons Cthulhu. Cthulhu.
Yeah, and you also get a lot of other stuff, right?
I mean, the unrest that it gives worldwide, it's only when cast. People were really freaking out over this one, but it's honestly not that bad. I mean, 30 worldwide unrest, oh sure, it's bad, but then 2 or 3 turns, it's gone. So that's a one-time thing. Then it does this chance of casting Baleful Star in every hostile province each month. And this, did you feel the effects of this at all?
Not much.
No.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because this is something that I don't see, so I have no idea how effective this is. But this also creates just more unrest in provinces.
Yeah.
Then it summons Cthulhu, the unique commander in a capital, who is immortal as long as the spell remains. So as long as this spell is still online, it's a global enchantment, then I have Cthulhu and he's immortal. So that's and people see him next turn, and talk more about him. If the spell Cthulhu immediately returns to a slumber. Then there's something that isn't really covered down here, which is actually ends up being the biggest effect of it, and we will see more of that later. It's written, where is that? The awakening will cause streams of the void to afflict the sensitive, and human illicit hybrids will be born across the land. That's all it says about it. But it basically means that I get random spawns of these monster units that we've been seeing just in random provinces, even in my own, but also in my enemies' provinces. They will just pop up. And as we've covered, some of the Usonas are game-breakingly good, right? And throughout the game, I've gotten like maybe 20, 30 of these things that should not be. In the next 5 or 10 turns or something like that, I'm gonna double that number just from that spell, which is insane. Dreamer here, one of the reasons I chose this statue is specifically because he summons those for free every turn. This Dominion Master Summoner here. He summons either a few of these things from the void, or he gets a few of these things that should not be. But not, he usually gets like 1 to 5 of these, what are they called, thing from the void every turn, and then 1 or 2 of these, but rarely. So I haven't gotten that many of them. And then this spell here, just gonna pop them up everywhere. I think we're done with this turn though. Alright. One Dweller in the Deep was picked up from beyond the gate. One of the useless guys. He is aquatic only, so can't go many places, but a decent unit. Alright. Let's cover another turn. At least before we end. I might have to do another stream to do the rest, apparently.
Yeah.
Sikaskar's Mind Hunt. An enemy commander named Akili was mentally attacked. Oh, it's up here. What's happening there? Well, that's the guy with the maces that we saw last turn. At this point, I was like, well, you know what? I don't remember why, but for some reason I was a little bit mad at Nabar. I think he actually helped Asphodel up here by letting some armies pass through his territories. And I don't trust that guy. I mean, just like any good Dominions players, he will say and do anything that furthers his own goals. And I think he made some underhanded deals against me a lot of times. But he was nice to me early in the early game and such. But either way, he couldn't possibly know that I was the one mind hunting one of his guys. So I tried to give him a little bit of a stab in the back, and it failed. So whatever. I think that's the only time I do it. Then Dreamer has cast the Stars Are Right, which means that we now have a Cthulhu in here. Cthulhu the Great Old One.
This is the second time you cast a spell, or it's
Yeah.
the first time?
This is the second one.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. So, instead of having a big ass god, I ended up using a statue god that then was designed to get him on the board. So like I said, I can't really resist having like a big super combatant pretender in some fashion. But I ended up. This is the first time I ever go with him. No, that's not true. The point was specifically to be able to get him, because this is the one I was excited to see in the fight. I mean, it's Cthulhu. How can one not be excited? So here he is. He's immortality. It takes him 3 months to get back if he dies. But it's pretty nice on a big guy like that. It means I like immortality because, as we've mentioned a few times now, I like to throw away important units, so immortality makes it so that I can make these risky moves without actually losing that much, because they get it back. So there you go. And then he doesn't get the best equipment, because I didn't really have any good equipment. But I think this is about the point where you and I start talking a little bit, and then you end up sending me some items to equip him in order to better combat Asphodel, which was very, very helpful, and I am grateful. We will see more of Cthulhu.
Yep.
Going forward. Here's my poke. And I think we end up activating gem burning here, if it's relevant, but we see now that the army, first of all, it's grown, and there's also a new thing appearing in Asphodel's army, which is super fun.
Big nasty guy.
Big nasty guy. He's basically as strong, if not stronger, than my Cthulhu, this guy here. And as we will soon learn, he has a few of them. I think at least 3 of them are currently marching towards my lake. So there's something to play around with here. These guys. It's going to be fun. It's got a legendary weapon thing here, and another cutlass of piercing. This guy...
Yeah, he is well equipped.
Yeah, I mean, I can kill him. If we surround him with things that should not be, then he would die.
Yeah, clearly.
But he has a bit of an escort, to say the least, right? So it's not just that we have to somehow chew through an army and get to the juicy meat inside, and then meanwhile he will be attacking and killing stuff. So... oh joy. The script inside, here's anti-magic. It has now been added to the spell list. A little bit late in the script, not sure why I added because maybe I wanted to empower magic beings. It has a range on it, so I need to do that earlier. Probably should just have added this one in earlier. Especially if I'm doing Divine Wrath still, which at this point I don't think I've been burned by Divine Wrath yet, so I still think it's a good idea to have it. I've added in a animate Kelp Lord to have some more chaff. I don't think it's actually useful, useless. It ends up being pretty decent when we end up seeing it in the battle. I don't know if you know this one. It's also from the mod.
No.
No.
I don't.
Alright, so there's these kelp spells that anyone can cast. Any nature mage. Down here, I think.
Oh, yeah, those, yeah.
Yeah, they do them as a base, which is kind of like animate skeletons, but underwater and then they're living. So we got this kelp man.
Yeah.
And they will do that as a base. You've probably seen that one. And then the next step up is the base kelp hulk, which is just a bigger one.
Yeah.
And then you can pay a gem for a kelp lord that then summons kelp creatures throughout the battle.
Ah.
So it's just you put a spawner on the field. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I end up casting one of them. This is the first time I ever tried it out. So it's just like, yeah, we need some more chaff.
It's funny. I can remember having noticed the kelp hot kelpman spell, but somehow I missed the kelp lord. So
Yeah.
Maybe because it's so high level that I haven't really gotten that high in conjuration while using this mod.
Might be.
I think.
I mean, at nature level 3.
4 games with this mod. So.
Nature level 3 and 1 gem. It's actually like very much affordable and doable.
Yeah. And also because it's only underwater, so how much have I don't think I have actually fought underwater using the Dominion's Enhanced mod at all. So.
Oh, you must.
That's probably why I haven't really noticed it.
You fought against the AI clearing over here at least, but maybe that's all.
Yeah, but yeah, and at that point it was not something I was even close to having. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Let's see another battle here. This is a Archocephal scouting against you. Not sure what's happening here. End remark. Might have been a bit.
He may have thought that I forgot to put Province Defense there or something like that.
That could be. Yeah. Or a misclick or something. Either way, that didn't work for him.
It do something. I'm pretty good at remembering putting Province Defense, but I do sometimes forget it. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have lost a few provinces now and then to scouts, but it's not something that happens often.
He decides to take Laria finally and make sure that he doesn't lose it to that one commander again. Then you have a battle coming up here with Nabal.
Yeah.
Little Malika is raiding you.
Yeah.
With what? An elemental raid? Which is a cool way to raid.
Yeah. Works well. And it's also good against Sox, so if you run into another Sox, you can possibly win that way.
Here he is again, Mr. Double Mace, the guy that I tried to mind hunt, and it didn't work. But so he's out here raiding. He's gonna make quick work of these. It's kind of fun to see when you have these double fire maces. Splat, 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 splat. Next battle. Cetis is attacking some independents here. This is the throne? No. Huh. Oh.
It's the trolls.
Yeah, this is how I got the pressures in the first place. So I was pretty surprised to learn that these heroes can appear again. But apparently that's not impossible at all, yeah.
I've seen a game where they appeared at least 4 times. So.
Okay. Damn.
And they might have appeared more times because of course you don't have vision on all the map. All the maps, so but where I saw it, even either they attack me or this battle.
Do you wanna talk about this?
Yeah, I saw that now I've finally broken through and have this big army, so now I'm going to take this fort, sending in everything, and I cast a lot of spells, but let's see what's happened.
Yeah. It's like, what does he have here? Right? He doesn't have a lot. Or if you zoom in,
he has a lot of mages actually.
There's a lot of mages in here, yeah.
And especially those bands, those with the mirror he got from a special site he found.
These ones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not something he this is from my magic side.
Yeah.
They are both assassins and good mages.
I don't see anything else here that's special. Oh, he does have one of those heroes.
Yeah.
And this is the prophet. All right. And he does have the. This is also a hero type, the Muse. I love Arcasophail so much. These immortal heroes that they can make us so badass.
Yeah.
I love them. So, the crux of this army is really these mystics here. Sorry?
His pretender is not there, is it?
No, I don't see it.
I've killed it 2 times at this point, I think so.
Yeah. But here is the counter to Yus. Yeah. Holy crap. That was the first volley of... what is it called? It's Gifts from Heaven. One of the most nasty spells to cast, that your mages can cast when you haven't scripted it, right? I have had that kill my own guys so much because it's so imprecise. But when you're fighting an enemy that you cannot hit in melee combat, you can bomb them with meteors. Give them some gifts from the skies. And if you get hit by one of these meteors, it's instant death. Unless you have a life-saving effect. Which he's then using.
A lot of hit point.
He's making his units lucky.
Yeah, and I'm not. That's the problem.
So...
It was after this that I discovered how good Battle Fortune is in this mod. If I had used it, I could have used it here if I had known about it.
His own hero here was hit by a meteor, but left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's lucky. So all of these unkillable Morvac knights. I honestly, up until this battle here, I thought you were just gonna win the game because I didn't know what I would have done to stop an army like yours. But credit to Arcasophail here for finding the counter.
He does also get a little lucky because I had all this set to attack rear and all of them start to attack the wall instead of going back and kill his mages. So I could have won it if I had been a little more lucky, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So only saw my commanders and the Sworn Knights go back there. All these are just wasting their time on small things and wall defenders.
Yeah, so, he has almost nothing, so...
Yeah. And I do also actually kill a lot of his stuff, but not enough.
And they can't really kill your guys in melee, right? So he's trembling a bit here, which helps, but without those meteors, there would have been nothing to do to stop your guys.
No.
But death from above...
Yeah, that was a bit painful to watch the first time.
Yeah, that must have been frustrating for you. I can understand. Oh my god. For those that don't know, these units are so freaking precious. Can only be recruited in the capital.
Then cost 125.
Yeah.
Each.
And with every cast of those meteors, they just die. So... Slam, slam, slam. And then they kill all the mages.
These guys are actually special communion mages you can get from items.
Right.
That I'm using.
That hurts.
So they're not a problem because the mages are already retreated with the items, so I can get them again.
5 Sworn Knights.
I think I lose one of... Yeah. At least most of my mages escape.
Yeah. But these, 45 Morvac Knights, you can maybe get, what?
Yeah.
How many could you recruit per turn, do you know? Do you remember?
I I think it was 5 or 6, maybe 7 in the late game. Can't remember precisely.
So it's at least like 10 turns maybe worth of recruitment.
Yeah, at least. Probably
Sworn Knights. And that's only in the Morvac Knights. Then you got the Sworn Knights as well, which are also really powerful and expensive units. So whoops.
Yeah. I could only get about 3 of them per turn or something like that.
One of the little druids, but then both the Morgan Champions and the Morgan Princess got lost. Probably with a ton of items.
Yes.
And so, I mean, he loses a ton of units, and that was probably his final, like, hurrah, his final stand. And he managed to basically take away your big army here.
He loses about half the mystics, and it's those that's casting the meteor spell. So he cannot do it as well after that.
Yeah.
And of course, I must prepare for it. It's the first time he uses that strategy, so I did not really prepare for it.
So good on Asphodel. I think he stays alive for a few more turns after this, but of course this is his final big battle.
Actually, he stays alive for quite some time because it takes some time for me to get a big enough army up there again and crack the fort.
Unexpected event down here. Assassination attempt of von Popur. Oh no. What do we have? A ghost is attacking one of my mages. Huh. Who's gonna win? Ah, he runs away. Coward! And if you run away... if you run away in an assassination, you die, so... What did that? Meddling with dark arts, your necromancer has attracted unwanted attention. Spirits from the nether realms now haunt this land in search for the maid. They attack indiscriminately. And there you go. He dies. There was battle in 2 Spruce Forest. I'm attacking... Oh, so here we have the first thing. Like, first of all, what is this guy? We've never seen this one before, but this is a type of unit that only comes from this global spell that I'm casting. A hybrid cultist. The only way to get him is through that, and then he spawns every time he spawns with a variety of these monster units. This is obviously not a very interesting mix, so they die. But those were free units, and they spawned here, and there was a chance that they would have done something. There will be more of that later. I don't think they even lose anything now.
Yes, I will.
A very deadly disease is spreading in Old Flood, so we again detect that there's something going on behind the scenes. Someone's trying to do... I thought at first that these diseases were probably just random, but then realized later that, of course, it's him trying to do stuff. So he's breached the fortification in Whirling Sea, and he has breached the fortification in Umpholia again. So he can now try to take Umpholia, and your troops in Whirling Sea are starting to starve due to lack of supplies. Right, in here. I have overloaded myself in my defense, because he's in here now, so supply has gone way down. And I'm doing something to counteract that. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure I'm forging like a supply item or somewhere, or... Oh, I'm teleporting now my pretender into the Whirling Sea, which has both the benefit of being... He's got a ton of supply because of his nature mage's level, but also then with that in here, I was hoping that that would be enough to win the battle against this army. And the conclusion to that is then going to be a bit of a teaser for next stream, because we do have to cut it off here. And I think 3.5 hours of Dominions is probably enough for today. So there's going to be another stream. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. I don't know if you're around, Chris, but if you are, you're welcome to join me. If not, then no worries.
I think I will join you then. I should have time tomorrow.
Okay. The only thing I won't
at the moment. So
I don't know when, because I don't want to promise anything and then not keep my promises. So sometime tomorrow, probably around the same time ish. But I'll shoot you a message then when I know precisely when I start, so that you have a bit of a warning. But thank you for joining me. This was really nice, and I mean I learned a lot just from you explaining things to me. Like I said, Dominions is a learning game, and I hope someone at home learned something as well.
Yeah. See you tomorrow then.
Any closing statements?
No.
All right. Well, then I will switch over and we'll take a short break, but I will be starting up with some Stone Shard in about 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
But yeah, see you tomorrow, Chris. And again, thank you for joining me. And Chris is, of course, welcome to join us in the stream as well. I hope everyone enjoyed the Dominions content. This will also be going up on the YouTube and into that playlist that I was talking about with the whole series. So you can check it out there if you are interested. If you have any questions about Dominions 5 at all and are curious, let me know. I'll be happy to answer it. Like I said, we will be taking a short break so that I can gobble up some pizza and not have to do it on screen.